How's it going, everybody?
Hey, here we are for some Tuesday Night Legacy.
Yes.
Woo!
A little bit of Legacy.
We already got some people in chat, ready to go. FC Reaper is 2 minutes early. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, we're gonna have Nate on camera with a brew.
A brew.
A brew. We're gonna see. I've got a deck list, I think.
Do you now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna know things, and no one else is. It's gonna be great.
Aww.
I'm not gonna share. You're gonna get to be excited, and surprises will be revealed, or maybe he'll just mulligan into oblivion, and nobody will know anything. It'll be great.
It'll be fantastic.
How's everybody doing tonight? Jorgen says Happy Tuesday all.
Tuesday is just a good day to be happy, I guess.
No pirates.
Did Nate finally break pirates? No. Brian plans on breaking pirates the day he comes back. That is Thursday.
No pirates.
No pirates.
Nope.
But Brian's all over that one. So we got some late people. We had a huge snow the other day.
That's no excuse. Yesterday it would have been an excuse.
Yeah.
The roads are perfectly clear.
Today the roads are clear, but I don't know. There's still accidents everywhere.
It's like everybody's driving as if it's still snowing.
It is that way in Utah.
That's what's happening.
People just slow like way down. Like the roads are like barely wet. You know, like not even a big deal, and everybody's going like 50 on the freeway. It's like, oh, you guys are awful. There have been like 1.5 million accidents though. I
got to drive alongside a chain of snowplows. Have you ever done that? When it's just a 3-lane road and you have a snowplow in front and then another one behind it and another one, so they like all push snow to each other. Yeah,
they line up diagonally.
And then everybody's just like slow crawling behind them. It's great fun.
And at least you know you're not going to die.
It's like a weird parade.
Yeah.
Unless you're the guy turning left in front of all of them.
It's like the best kind of parade.
Yellow lights are flashing.
I'd rather experience
snow's
that.
Grinding along. Yeah, it's great time.
People are just careful. I think they're also a little dumb.
People are just careful, man.
Don't excuse them. Don't excuse them. Oh man. Well, so I've been trying to get this feature match area ready for today, and sure enough, one of them's like super blue.
Really blue. I don't think I can fix it either.
Like one of her. So we got all this stuff up, and 1 minute. Okay, players taking seat in 1 minute. So we had we got all this stuff put up to like get rid of the glare off the cards, and it completely worked. It worked.
Yeah.
However, the feature match area is still like really dark, so we actually took one of the lights that's normally in here and put it out there by the feature match. So notice it's like a lot darker in here. We're gonna have to figure out what we want to do for the rest of the lights, but we should be able to see the cards, all the cards today, because if any of you were here on Friday, it was bad. It was really bad.
You couldn't see anything?
Oh yeah, you couldn't see anything.
So all of the awesome mistakes I made, you couldn't really actually tell what they were?
No. As you play them, you could kind of like glimpse what the card was.
So you had a pretty good
idea.
And
then once you put it down on the table, the glare was so bad you couldn't see anything.
I made some good mistakes on last Friday. I won. I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
I lost a burn. And I could have played better. Yeah, we won't have the glare problem. One of our tables looks pretty good. The other one's blue-ish. It's because Jace was unbanned in Modern, and so there's kind of a blue wash to everything, really, is what's happening.
Okay, do we have some people sitting down? It kind of looks like it.
I think so. Let's see if we can discover.
Oh, I just noticed something.
Who's sitting where? It's not FNM Legacy.
No.
Blue, yeah, you'll see. Everything's kind of blue. Some blue.
Like one of the tables is like this entirely blue tint, and the other one's not at all, and it's strange. That's all that we were referring to. Oh man! All right, so getting an update here. Okay. Looks like we're getting stuff up.
The other one.
The blue table?
Yeah. Nate's on
the blue. All right, so we're gonna be on the blue table.
Yeah. Everybody gets to experience.
You guys will totally see what we're talking about.
It's blue.
Why?
Bluish.
We didn't change any setting.
It's just because the wall's painted blue right there, so there's a lot of blue.
Oh, that probably is. Yeah.
This is Nate versus Calvin.
All right, let's just give the old transition.
And you can type in those names.
You said this is.
Yeah.
This is Nate.
Yeah. And Nate is playing. We're gonna call it Hollow One.
It's Hollow One. He's been working on this deck. He's been sharing some of his experiences with me.
He's been trying a couple different variations.
The featured underwater match,
and it's kind of tilted off like 3 degrees as well, just to make things more interesting.
Yeah,
Calvin's probably playing a 4-color. He could be on a Grixis or a.
We're gonna find out
another build, but here is a 4th edition mountain from Nate to start us off. I mean, that's when you're brewing decks, you have to use weird white bordered cards. And then here's a Flame Blade Adept, because this is standard.
Yes.
I don't know actually what this card does. I know the name of it, because there's a flame on its blade.
Yes.
It probably discards somehow. Calvin doesn't know what the card does. Flame Blade.
Flame Blade Adept. Let's bring it up.
It has menace.
So we definitely saw this card during the Pro Tour.
We did?
But yeah, well, if you watched it.
This is a legacy staple, obviously. So he just cycled a Street Wraith to draw a card, and then it gave his Adept +1/+0.
So how would you feel if your opponent went turn 1 fetch to mountain, turn 2 played Misty Rainforest?
Well, you're playing. Calvin knows he's playing Nate, who likes to brew things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how I would feel about this Adept though. Like,
unless you've seen the Pro Tour, then you've got to have like a little bit of idea, right? We're probably gonna see some silly shenanigans go on. Man, there is still a little bit of a glare on that graveyard, huh? There's so much freaking fixing to do.
When you I put move the entire area.
I put like a good amount of time into it yesterday and today as well. Probably like an hour and a half or 2 hours trying to fix things, and I really thought I had it. It is better than last week. Yeah. It is better than last week.
Nate swings for 1, and then Calvin decides that that's not enough, so he fetches to deal himself another 1. Just trying to help Nate out a little bit.
I'm sure that's exactly what he was thinking.
That's what he was thinking.
Yeah.
And Nate's gonna like drop a Blood Moon. I don't think he's got any Blood Moons. I don't think Hollow One is good in Standard, actually.
Is that how you spell it?
No, it's HOLLOW.
Okay. Just make sure I spelled it right.
It's played in Vintage, and it's been played in Modern, and now here we are trying to figure out if it's good in Legacy. I don't think it's good in Standard.
No, probably not. I think it was just fine when Cathartic Reunion was in Standard, but yeah.
I don't really get the card art. Go ahead and pull it up.
It's so hollow.
It's hollow, but he just doesn't have any hands. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
We can't tell that he's hollow.
Yeah, is it like a chocolate, like an Easter bunny type thing going on, where you pull his head off and it's just hollow inside, and you got gypped of all of that poundage of chocolate? Is that what's happening? Is that why he doesn't have any hands? Is some kid ate off the hands first? I think this is the important things that we need to figure out while we watch this brew happen. So far, we've seen very little that's been interesting. You still think you overpaid?
They're worth like nothing.
Here's a Rise Fall from Calvin. This is an interesting card. So he's choosing, I'm sure, the fall side of it. It's kind of a weird Hymn to Torok in that you don't discard lands if a land card gets revealed. So it's at random, but Those are two
Root Walla.
basking Root Wallas.
You can cast those.
Calvin just made him discard 2 basking Root Wallas.
You can cast both.
And Madness says, I just get to cast them for free.
Oh, this is hilarious.
All right, there they are. They're basking. Sudden Shock takes care of the Deathrite Shaman and a swing for 5. We saw Nate. There was a lightning bolt in response to the Rise Fall, so Calvin's down to 6 life.
Do you think that's what Calvin said? He reached across and it was like, Nate, you know that survival's not legal, right?
Here's a Cycle of Forgotten Cave. Nobody remembers that card.
Oh, he doesn't get to draw. He doesn't get to draw.
Oh,
he caught him.
Good
he caught him.
Good catch.
He still discards it.
Yep. Still triggers the Adept.
Yes.
Yep. Nobody ever remembers that cave.
That's fine. So this flame whatever thing.
Blade Adept.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does have menace. So it's going to deal 2 damage, and then Basking Root Walla is going to threaten 3. So I'm sure he's going to pump to trade, and then his opponent's now at 3.
I think, wasn't that potentially... Oh, it wasn't lethal, was it?
Nah.
Was he at 6?
Yeah, 6.
So if he had pumped... Okay. It would have been...
No, he can't pump.
5.
Yeah, it would have been 5 if he pumps.
Yeah.
Basking Root Walla can only be pumped once each turn. So it gets +2/+2. No, he was at 6. He was at 6. I know, it's kind of hard to see.
It makes it more interesting.
If you ever have a question about life totals, I'll be happy
to
guess
let you know. For you is what we'll do.
I'm going to guess that Calvin's at 3.
Yeah, he's at 3.
And then Nate is at 16.
He's at some number that's
16.
Completely unreadable.
So, I can read it.
I went and checked who's there, and they're like, ooh, I like the mood lighting. The feature match mood lighting.
Who said that?
We need like a spotlight, so when we pull up a card, there's a spotlight right on the card.
Whoa. I bet there's an effect that you can move around.
No, we want an actual spotlight on the table.
No. I'm not hiring somebody for that.
Some kid with an LED flashlight. Hold on. Right here.
Got it. All right, what have we got here?
Here's an Insolent Neonate.
All right.
Which...
Didn't quite get to see what he discarded. But
he sacrificed it to discard something. It's a card. And a barbarian ring. And there's an attack for 2.
He's like, this has menace. Just backs up his cards. So
and then the ring is lethal. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Okay. He discarded anger. Cool. He found an anger.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's a 1 of anger, and
there really?
I think there's a 1 of the green one in his sideboard. Whatever the green one is. Wow.
Careful, guy.
Did everybody just lose their eardrums?
I accidentally touched the mic.
All
right, so this is our not blue feature match area.
Yeah, you can actually see cards.
Even though these tables are literally right next to each other.
So you've got TJ on your left.
Actually, the same table.
Playing Sultai, and Colton on the right playing some burn. It was 100%. Yeah, he has a 1 of anger in the list.
That is hilarious.
Colton playing burn. And they're done. Whatever they were doing, we didn't see it. Somebody won.
Dang it.
One of the players was at less life than the other player, and maybe the burn player won. I don't know. We were typing in.
I was typing in things.
All right, let's jump back over to the blue table.
The blue table. That's how we're gonna call it now.
Yeah. Transition over.
All right, we got the blue table.
Look at this mood lighting, guys. The underwater blue table, where everything is blue, and
everything was blue for him.
Nate has
and himself and everybody around.
He has some sideboard cards versus Storm, but he wasn't sure if anybody was going to be playing Storm, so I'm not sure if they actually made the sideboard. Otherwise, there's some surgical extractions, a red elemental blast or 2,
The Merfolk play area.
A Pyroclasm, which maybe would come in.
Eh.
But I'm not really sure actually what he's got. It was this deck was absolutely a community effort thrown together very last minute.
Mm-hmm.
There were posts going out, and
you had to borrow some cards.
Cards were coming in from all angles. Yeah, because you don't want to buy an Insolent Neonate if you don't have to. I mean, they're like 36 cents. But
those are nothing. It's different things, I'm sure. Play
you borrowed 2 Insolent Neonates from me.
Oh, really? God, I have plenty. I'd probably just give them to him. Enjoy. Well, that's hilarious. I know he was talking to me about it when he was first brewing up the idea, which is funny because when he talked to me about brewing this deck, it was before the Pro Tour.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He was thinking Hollow One made it so the old survival deck could be something like that. Sure enough, here's Basking Rootwalla and Hollow One, and
Hollow One clearly floats. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, it's in the water.
Right, but he doesn't have any hands, so I don't know if it provides buoyancy.
He's a buoyant boy. Oh, and definitely can't swim.
All the air would just go out of those empty hand spots, and it'd be like propellant. It'd work great. Somebody call a flavor judge.
He's more like a jellyfish at that point.
That's a good point. See, my absolutely irrelevant point is right.
It's a good one.
It's right on.
It's a good irrelevant point.
Look at the intensity. It's building up. We've got a land on one side.
That's a taiga.
And another land on the other side.
Bloated Delta for Calvin.
Man, I can't handle this intensity. What's going to happen next?
Faithless Looting.
He has no faith. He's without faith.
He is. So he's going to discard probably like a Basking Rootwalla. Oh, there's a Vengevine. There's a Vengevine. A Vengevine and a land.
So
and he's going to play a land. And he's going to play a Hollow One.
Oh.
He's going to play it for free.
This is like a GP promo Vengevine. That's why it looks so very different.
And there's the Hollow One. And there's a second Hollow One.
2 Hollow Ones. Man.
Turn 2. 8 power.
Plus Vengevine.
Plus Vengevine. Oh, that should bring it back, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, man. Turn 2. 12 power. 4 of it with haste.
Doesn't that work? Isn't that how that card works? I haven't played with Vengevine.
Yeah, here, let me pull it up.
Vengevine.
Oh, man, I keep hitting the mic.
Whenever you cast a spell, if it's a second creature you cast this turn, you can return it. So he didn't return it.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe there's a response.
Oh, the trigger's probably on the stack.
Yeah,
it's just being.
We're just building the anticipation of this, guys. Can you feel the building?
All right, let me give you here. I'll pull up the actual art that he's using. That way, it's a little more recognizable.
WMCQ promo, which doesn't really mean anything to most people.
Nope.
A World Magic Cup qualifier promo.
Mm-hmm.
Might have a surgical.
Good.
Oh, is that what's happening? We're getting a fetch and a fetch. Calvin just speeding up his own clock.
Yep. He's like, look, I'm at 18.
Is that what he's like? Hi guys, I'm at 18.
Yep.
Brainstorm in response.
It has to be.
Okay, here we go.
He's gonna try to find something to interact with this.
He's got a force of will.
The thing about this is regardless of him countering a Hollow One or not,
right.
Vengevine's still coming back.
Yeah.
Vengevine just looks to see if a card's been cast. It does not look at if a creature resolved, right?
Yep.
So before coming in, this is gonna put Calvin to 13.
That's what I have to say to that.
Is that all?
Yeah.
That's all you had to say?
Just
interesting.
That was neat, huh? 2 Hollow Ones off of Faceless Looting, Vengevine.
Vengevine.
Is it because it's like vengeful? Is that why, or it tries to get
Vengevine?
revenge? I don't know.
So much venge.
It's a vegetarian. Oh man. Uh-oh.
Oh, Dak Faden's gonna steal Hollow One.
Oh, is that allowed? I don't think that's allowed.
I swear that's cheating.
I think that's stealing. I think he's a thief.
Oh, this is what do we call this? Punishing thieves?
Who knows what this deck is called? This is 4-color something or other.
I think that's how you spell it. It's punishing thieves.
I think you're supposed to type pun thief though.
No.
Because #puns. The greatest thief. Show some respect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But when you steal somebody's Hollow One, is it really he puts it in his own graveyard? I'll take that. So there's a roast. Nate cited in roast just to deal with his own Hollow One.
Yep.
No.
All right. Vengevine's gonna take out Dak. And look at that. Calvin was actually able to deal with 2 Hollow One quite easily. He's still facing down a 4/3 haste. But
I'm not sure. I think the roast maybe was a sideboard card.
You think the roast was?
I think so. It came in to deal with Gurmag Anglers, right?
It can't. Sure, but it can't. There are no Gurmag Anglers in this deck.
If he's playing 4-color.
Not the Punishing Thieves deck.
No.
But like he can't even kill a Belflestrix with roast.
Limited card.
Roast isn't a limited card. It's actually pretty good.
It just whoa! Instead of taking care of the Strix, he takes care of the Deathrite Shaman, and then
flashback looting.
Hollow One looks interesting. Man, we've gotten more different spellings of Hollow One tonight.
Hydroblast is going to take care of the flashback Faithless Looting. This has got to be a little annoying.
Yeah, I've got this engine to do things, and you just counter it. That's rude.
I don't feel like Calvin has done like a ton to like shut down a plan. Just like I don't know, like 1 counter spell or like 2 counter spells in a Dak Faden. I wouldn't have expected those 3 interaction spells to like hurt Nate's deck that much. But sure enough, it's just not doing anything.
I think Nate has another lightning bolt in hand though, so
he does.
He'll get to attack.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Fetch land. He could just hard cast Hollow One, or is it 5? Does it cost 5?
Cost 5. Yeah.
He wants to do that though.
He needs to discard.
That's just like anti-theme.
Yeah. He needs to discard a card. Wow, he lets this go.
Oh.
So he must feel like he can like Faithless Looting or something to
there's some value
to get out a Hollow One in like a Basking Wella or something
from Calvin. He's gonna make Nate discard a card and get back his Strix. How is Strix flying in the ocean? I got nothing.
Does it look like a normal owl? That's all I got.
But it was said authoritatively, so it's okay.
All these people in chat trying to make us look like idiots.
No, it's just Wickelmac.
Everything gets the other way around, huh?
Does Lightning Bolt hit everything? Yeah, because everything's underwater, so it's pure electrocution. Yep.
Lightning Bolt, 3 damage to everything. Sweltering.
All right, here's the cycle.
Looks like. So 1 card has been discarded, so now Hollow One's going to cost 3 mana. Basking Wella.
Hardcast.
Hollow One.
Vengevine.
Return Vengevine.
Neat.
Do you think he's going to attack into this? I think he does.
But he's still got that Bolt Man.
Oh, he still has another Hollow One in his hand, too.
They're just not very substantive.
Yeah, that word. So, Neil...
Because they're hollow.
Oh.
They're lacking any
Yeah. Oh, sorry. He laughed at one of his own puns. He doesn't usually do that.
Spellbomb.
Yeah, Spellbomb's going to take care of anything in the graveyard. So this is...
No, I laughed at your that word.
Yeah.
Ooh, that card came down quickly.
Yep, he's going to pump Basking Rootwalla. Quick Abrupt Decay there.
All right, Calvin's at 7.
He's got a Polluted Delta and a Punishing Fire.
That's rude.
I think he can deal with this Hollow One.
He doesn't... Oh, yeah. Yeah, he can Punishing Fire it twice.
Yep. However, there's a Lightning Bolt in Nate's hand. This is threatening quite a bit, actually. Return Punishing Fire.
Nate goes up to
13.
Oh,
Jeez.
13. That's what that says.
Am I the only one who can read that die?
Pretty sure. Only one.
Terrible. Yeah, so he'll have to fetch for another red source, and he's going to get rid of Hollow One. Or Hollow One.
We got some apes.
Hoot Hoots!
The what?
Hoot Hoots. I haven't seen this card in a minute.
Wow.
Am I just like spot on? Like with
Hooting Mandrills comes down.
What's
the poor Rootwalla was just basking Calvin.
Not as good as Bryce's.
No,
one.
You can't bask when you're underwater. Welcome back. Everybody knows that.
So at this point, what? Hoots. It's always what it's been known as. Come on.
I'm not really sure what this card is doing in this deck. It's totally off flavor, right? I guess you're filling up your graveyard with Faithful Suitings.
The modern version was a red-black deck that did play with some Gurmag Anglers because you fill up your graveyard so fast.
So there's 2 of them in here.
So Lightning Bolt comes down, Force of Will, and then we're gonna play a Flame Blade Adept.
You know what that's adept at doing?
No.
Flaming Blades.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Yep. I'm not sure how you flame a blade, but
I would have guessed something completely different. I'm glad I didn't guess.
I didn't know that actually either.
Mm-hmm.
But now I do. It's fun when there's cards that are unexpected, because we've run out of Baleful Strix puns.
I am a little surprised that he wasn't able to deal with the Hooting Mandrills.
Why not? Oh, he had to
so
get it back.
Yeah, he had to play and then play it again, and then the next turn he's only able to deal the 2 damage.
Hydroblast, does it counter everything or kill any permanent because they're underwater?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good thing he doesn't.
He's still on this topic.
Yeah.
And the players are using scuba diving gear actually right now.
You can't really see it, but it's true.
That way they don't drown.
Yeah. We don't want any of the players in our store to feel like suffocation.
But they don't get thirsty this way.
No.
It's nice. It's nice.
Just take off their gear for a moment, take a nice slurp.
Yeah. With a straw.
Yes.
It'd be awkward otherwise. We have some Punishing Fire motions.
All right, so if he's able to discard 1 card,
Hardcast Anger.
we can hear him laughing.
There's some laughter going on. Anger gets blocked. Calvin goes down to 1. It's just adding to the excitement that is this underwater match. Calvin draws.
Is Anger the only incarnation he's playing? I would guess yes.
I think there is the Vigor, which is the green one. I think he said he's going to throw one of those in the sideboard because he was stumbling through a sideboard last minute. And I'm not even sure what that is.
Isn't it Brawn?
I don't know.
I thought Brawn was the green one.
Maybe he said Brawn. What's Vigor do?
No,
it wouldn't be Vigor. It'd be Brawn, huh?
Yeah, it'd be Brawn.
It's none of those. I don't know which one it was. It's another... I have no idea. I don't know.
Vigor is 6 mana.
So he can kill both of these, can't he? Oh, he can only do it once. He can only kill 1.
Even if he manages to kill the Anger, then like any creature is lethal for the rest of the game.
Well, they're angry too.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Okay.
BioShock is all underwater.
Oh.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
I have no idea why.
Sometimes you just need to inform Bryce so he knows better.
Oh, Flame Blade
Wow.
Adept. Not only is adept at flaming blades, but also at dealing 1 damage.
Look at that.
He should be playing Genesis.
Nate won. You know what that means?
He
might stay on feature match.
That's an obvious statement right there.
And our burn and Sultai control match is over, which means we only have 23 minutes to kill.
So we should feature Nate, but we should put him on the non-underwater table. Next match.
He seems to do pretty well underwater. Look at the difference, guys. Look at this difference.
But if anybody wanted to clip Hollow One Vengevine, it would be blue, and that's sad.
Just to be clear, these are the same mats.
They're sitting right next to each other.
And this is the same, like both of these mats are on the same table.
They're not that far apart from each other. It's just a camera setting. We got to tweet.
No, it like the space between the mats is probably like this far.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what?
Yeah, one's underwater and
like
one's not.
6 to 8 inches.
There's a
something
beach.
Like that.
There's some sand in between the two.
And that's where we keep all of our tokens.
On the beach. All right, I'm gonna see if there's another match.
That'd be fantastic.
That wants to
go
move
check
over.
it out. See if we can catch a game 3 or more. 22 minutes left. That's just too much to kill, guys. Way too much to kill. Yeah. Want to come join us for a sec? While Bryce tries to find another match for us. Oh, he doesn't have a... Actually, you need to leave that cracked open.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't have a code. Yeah. Okay, so we had to pull up a lot of cards for the match. This is Nate, everybody. He was the winner of this last match.
Yeah, that was something. So, but I told you I was going to build this deck.
Yeah.
We were going to work on it at the store.
I wasn't expecting an anger. I wasn't expecting a couple different things.
So the funny thing is, I thought anger was brawn when I was like getting cards for it on Magic Online.
Yeah.
Because I wanted trampled so that I couldn't get infinitely blocked by like Young Pyromancer.
Yeah.
But I got it mixed up, and then like the first game I played with it, I dropped the anger and then cast 3 hollow ones and attacked for 12 on turn 1, so I kept it. So the deck's been good. Like I 3-2 to league with it, and I was above 500 in the tournament practice room.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty much the same list tonight, except we could only track down 3 Pyrostatic Pillars.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I basically like you can't beat Storm.
Okay.
Like my only plan is to like have Pyrostatic Pillar and like hope to draw bolts like after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not exactly what you want to see, but at the same time there are quite a few decks that can't beat Storm.
Yeah, which was just interesting.
That's not like new, right? Like there are like most mid-rangey decks. It is aggressive though. You could if you had like a good drop and you drop like 2 hollow ones and a Vengevine on turn 1, like or like turn 2, like you did, you could clear it up. You could win on turn 3.
Yeah. When I drew the, I think I drew the Street Wraith for my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I didn't draw the Street Wraith for my turn. I drew the second hollow one, so I held the Faithless Lunacy by drawing a discard spell, and it paid off, which was nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, the deck. They're like Eidolons for Storm matchup. Yeah, Eidolons are more expensive than Pyrostatic Pillar online. I also kind of like Pyrostatic Pillar. I don't think I can beat Miracles either. That's good against them. But yeah, I really wanted to stream this at the store, and I've been, as you can tell, like sick for like a month.
I'm actually sick now too. So
yeah, probably because
just getting over it.
Anyone else? Anyone have any questions before I cede to Bryce? We go into the match.
No. That means we only have 20 minutes to kill.
Yeah. Is people still playing?
Yeah. They're in games, so moving a game in progress is rough.
All of them are in game 3?
Or they're all playing currently, so yeah. I can go back out with it.
What did you think?
Well, you won, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty impressed. I kind of felt like that was a good matchup for me, though, assuming Calvin was playing the same thing as playing Friday.
I mean, I think we all like to see... Like, you realize that if you had a Vengevine in your graveyard when he cast Fall on you, and you could have on his turn cast both Basking Root Wallows and brought in Vengevine on his turn.
Yeah, Fox. I was playing Anger to give my Hollow Ones haste,
And his Vengevine's double
And
haste.
my Vengevines get double haste.
It also would have been different if a Deathrite had been out a turn earlier, right? And he could have activated.
Right, and that's why we play 4 bolts, 2 Firestorm, and 2 Sudden Shock.
Yeah.
And a Roast, which is because I forgot to bring my dead/gone.
Oh, okay. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony, you totally missed it. You totally missed Nate doing all the things.
Yeah, it ran surprisingly well. I was drawing opening hands with Josh, and he was like, "This deck is terrible. What are you doing?" I'm like, "These are really bad hands." Like before he came in.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it's good against these like sort of blue mid-rangey decks. It's been good so far. Like I've beaten Delver most of the times I've played it. I beat Jund online. I lost a Storm. I lost to I want to say like Black Red Reanimator.
Okay.
And I beat. Have you seen this Dumbo Drop deck that's been circulating online?
No.
It's got. Can someone who played during Old Extended explain what Dumbo Drop is?
I played during Old Extended.
Apparently,
it
was like it's like a Bant control deck with Cunning Wish and Call of the Herd.
Okay.
And Cunning Wish is for Pulse of the Fields. That killed. Actually, I
don't remember a Call of the Herd deck.
It was and someone said it's called Dumbo Drop, but it's got like now it's got like Field of Ruin lock. I managed to win by just like being faster and it not being miracles.
Yeah.
I guess it's like an old extended deck, like
okay,
old because it has like Odyssey cards in it.
Gotcha.
Odyssey cards or whatever. This is Judgment.
Yeah.
Are the wishes in Judgment? Yeah. Judgment cards are showing up. We got Anger. We got Brawn. I have Brawn in my sideboard today because I forgot to bring a Magistrate's Veto. You guys can call that one up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let you come back in, Bryce, and then you guys can watch me get humiliated when I play against some other deck.
We'll probably try to put you on a table again. Did you like the blue underwater table?
I thought it was kind of cool. Was it easy to see? Like, is it?
Yeah.
Is
so
it okay.
Here, we've got. So this is one of the tables, and this is the table that you played on.
Yeah. Well, last week or on Friday, it was really hard to see Calvin's cards.
The glare was really bad. So
what do you guys think of that deck?
Most of the glare is his deck?
No, the one I played last Friday, the Mardu Pyromancer and Legacy.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
You did well with that one too.
That can't beat any deck that doesn't play Brainstorm though. Like I just get steamrolled by Death and Taxes. I get steamrolled by lands. It was just so embarrassing. Like that. Basically, like I was able to finish undefeated at Friday Night Magic because I got a bye, which put me in like the blue mid-range bracket with a 1-0 record, and then I played against Theo, who always plays like a bug deck, and Calvin, so I was like feeling pretty good. But that was pretty tense at the end with the Sulfuric Vortex that almost killed me. He played that really well. I was not playing around Snapcaster at all.
You're like, oh,
yeah,
well,
that was gonna be trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you thought you were gonna take that one. Next thing you know, he's just like, "Here, I'll race you."
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh."
I had lost. Yeah, I had won game 1 just by like slamming Blood Moon on 2. I mean, like Deathrite Shaman, like a swamp off of fetch land, and then Deathrite Shaman, Blood Moon. He just was over, and then like he won that game 2. You guys saw.
Yeah.
Mostly because I tapped my lands incorrectly for Bedlam Reveler. So I had to tap almost everything. Didn't leave up a bad lands. I drew a Lightning Bolt, which could have killed his Jace, and then I would have been in much better shape.
And then the next turn he plussed it.
Next turn he plussed it, and I just drew nothing. So, but yeah, both those decks have been fun. I'm really into this Faithless Looting idea.
Yeah,
like it's the. I mean, I can play Brainstorm.
Yep.
But you know, everyone plays Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Every deck plays Brainstorm. So I'm trying to find some new stuff. Hopefully, we can get like a new engine going that's interesting using Faithless Looting. But
yeah, we'll have to test some of the decks that you've played out on this stream sometime.
Yeah, I'll send you the list. You know, whatever they are, updated whenever you want to do it. And I'll try and sneak out of work. I've been trying to for like 2 weeks, but oh crap! I just said that on the internet. I don't think my boss will watch this though. Yeah, I don't think he's into Legacy.
Probably not.
No,
probably not.
So
yeah, if you ever have a day, we'd be happy to have you on here.
Yeah, I mean, I try to get up here when I can. So we'll see how we do with this tonight. I'm going to Star City Worcester in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And maybe I'll play this deck, but I probably shouldn't. It's like a $500 trip.
and play a deck that
play like Red Green Hollow one in Legacy. I played in Modern too, though, on Sunday.
Okay, so you brought up the idea of this deck before the Pro Tour. How much did the Pro Tour deck actually change the list that you ended up on for today?
Let me show you guys something.
Grab your deck real quick.
No, I'm going to show you this. So I came up with this idea with Vengevine and Basking Root Wallet, and then this is a deck list. I don't know if you guys can read it. You see all those cards at the bottom? I just came up with cards. Everything. This is what I was doing while I was sending you messages online. Yeah. And this is actually a black version, but I had like all these ideas we could play with it. Oh, we'll play ill-gotten gains. Like, seems good.
That's how I discard a lot of cards.
Lightning Rift. Wait. Oh yeah, because that's cycles. Yeah, whenever you cycles, you do more damage. The Dream Cycle. I think that's on here somewhere, with all the devastating dreams and stuff. The Pro Tour deck was red and black. I just I feel like I have to play green because sometimes you actually do have to like tap a forest and cast Basking Root Wall to trigger Vengevine.
Yep.
And the Life from the Loam refills your hand. Did I play Life from the Loam in that game?
No, you didn't.
So I've got the 2 Life from the Loams, and that refills your hand for Firestorm and Faithless Looting.
Okay.
And since we're not playing like Goblin Lore, which is card equity, or Burning Inquiry, we need like some way to refill our hand, and that's what Loam's good for. I don't really believe in Burning Inquiry or Goblin Lore as legacy cards.
Okay.
My deck is nothing like Dumbo Drop. I was just saying I played against Dumbo Drop with this deck. Sorry if that wasn't clear. That's
Lost Mystery says that he'll be in Worcester too.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. I hope it's a good time. The flight was on sale because no one wants to fly from Salt Lake City to Boston in March. I don't think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I decided to buy it on sale, and now I'm going to go with, I don't know. I really liked the deck you played, the Rug Reveler deck, too. Just
kind of funny that on Friday, like, we had 2 Reveler decks, like, way up at the top there. Kind of sweet.
And the other guy had Sulfuric Vortex, and then I had Sulfuric Vortex.
Yeah.
Punishing Fire, Sulfuric Vortex, all that stuff, so.
Awesome.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to it and try and figure out what my next match is going to be.
Cool. Good luck.
Thanks.
So we have 2 matches finishing up, but one's in game 2.
One's in game 2?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
not going to move them because they need all the time that they can get.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So we might finish before this 11 minutes is up, before we get on to round 2.
Maybe. Until then, have you posted anything on your altars?
No.
You haven't shown us any new things?
I haven't.
But yeah, you sent me a picture of the Gyarados.
I did. I haven't posted.
You haven't posted it though?
Nope. We can go look at some legacy decks.
Let's do it.
What was I pulling from this? We've got Bug, Shadow Delver. We could look at that.
Meh.
We could look at a different shit. No, more. So
Painter.
This week in Legacy on Goldfish, this week he showed. Sorry. No sneezing. he showed a couple of variations on Death Shadow, and then a couple of variations on Painter.
You wanna change it over?
No, I want to show people actual decks. Here's Mono Blue Painter, and we played this version on Magic Online.
You know what this Mono Blue Painter deck makes me want to do though? It makes me want to put like Painter and Grindstones into Brian's Esper Bomberman. Because like you already play 4 Trinket Mage, you know? So like I feel like having like 2 different combos could be really interesting.
Just sneak in a Painter Servant and a Grindstone.
Like, yeah, like even like one of each would be really interesting.
Once they unban Vampiric Tutor, HC Box, why haven't you joined our Discord?
Our Discord.
Where do you have a link for that? Easily obtainable.
We can just see if it's the default page.
Oh, everybody gets to see what you're typing.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Let me see if I can figure it out real quick.
And then
I have not messed with this
here. Yet. We're gonna figure this out, and then
it is this one, isn't it? Stream chat.
Yeah.
And then you hit. I swear there's like a link to send people.
I can put it in. There's a share. This one. Click that.
That thing.
No, that's not it.
So
That's something completely different. There. Hey.
Lost Mystery sent it. Nice
Well
chat.
done. Well done. It's probably some link to something completely
Why in the
different.
world is chat so big? Man, everything is like going crazy lately. The chat on this one will show one at a time.
Isn't this locked down too? Brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't even touched it.
Okay. Hopefully that sends you a link. If you guys want to join this Discord, it's just for Paragon City Games, where we're going to just talk about whatever legacy brew or deck or silly thing that happened on stream.
Talk about all kinds of legacy stuff.
So you guys can, when we're not here, you can still talk at each other. That'd be great. All right. So we saw a mono blue painter. I don't know if I like any of these Death Shadow decks, so I'm just going to skip over. You guys can find them if you want to look at them. There's red blue painter, which is okay, and then here's
White Black Bomberman.
It's a white black version. I think I like.
Do you like Brian's better?
Brian's better. Bomberman's interesting. We'll see some more of this when Brian comes back, I'm sure.
His list is very different than this.
Yeah, the combo is still there.
Mm-hmm.
The difference here is you get to play freebooter, I guess, but you could squeeze that in to.
Well, Brian's deck only plays one LED.
Yeah,
and then it only plays 2 Ariok Salvagers. And then
a whole bunch of blue
4
stuff.
Ballista, I believe.
There's cantrips and there's counter spells. Yeah, this one I'm not a big fan of the black white Bomberman compared to the blue. It feels like you're losing a lot. You're playing baubles instead of
like
ponder and brainstorm and
yeah,
feels unnecessary. Yeah, got to cut down on mentors or completely. There you go. HC Fox, there's a reason why I wondered if you were in our Discord or not. Because we were discussing GP Seattle.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, there's a 5K the day before GP Seattle. It's capped at 128 people, and that's a lot better value than what the GP would be, right? Let's see if we can reset this thing.
Backcam chat. Double click on it. Scroll down a touch.
That's it. Refresh.
Yeah, just hit refresh. See if that fixes it.
Nope.
No.
Weird. It's fine in the normal.
Well,
the table overlays, right?
Now it's not. Now it's not recognizing this.
So just close this and restart it. Yeah. We're gonna get rid of you guys so you can't chat at us.
Yeah,
Perfect.
No more chatting.
Solution. There we go. Solved.
That looks better.
Now you can lock it again. Anyway, I put a link, I think, in the Discord to that. It's at Mock Sporting House.
Yeah.
Which is right nearby.
We're all going to be there.
And yeah, we're going to play some Legacy, and then we're going to play some Legacy. And
yes.
then there might be some Legacy side events that we're going to play.
So before and after we play Legacy, there will be more Legacy.
Probably we'll just play Legacy. We'll just get together the people that all travel there, and we'll just play Legacy amongst ourselves.
I feel like there's enough people coming and enough people that I'll know there that I think I need to bring the cube.
There's going to be some people that I've been altering cards for that are coming
Okay.
from the other side of the country. So my goal is to get paired against my own alters. I mean, there's probably going to be 2,000 people at the GP, so that seems likely.
That's a good goal.
Round 2 is underway. Let's jump over to our tables. Here we go.
Terry and Remy.
Terry and Remy, but do we want to show Nate versus Max? We want to see more Hollow One, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah. I mean, they're not underwater, but... And then if...
Max is always on something spicy, too.
Yeah.
He's the one who played the mono black deck.
Okay.
You remember with the Phyrexian Obliterators?
Right. that inspired us to play Mono Black online. And
Yeah,
we went like 3-2 with it. It felt really good.
He also showed me like a really interesting version of Nick's Fit that he has built up.
Round 2. All right. So our other table, we're gonna have Remy. I'm not sure what Remy's playing today, actually.
Yeah, usually he's on something interesting as well. Remy versus Terry, and Terry's usually on a Grixis Delver.
He said he's not playing Delvers today.
Not playing Delvers.
Yeah, we have a Discord.
Yes.
There was a link in the chat somebody sent. I can try and put one in as well. Wickomac posted a link.
Yeah, if you look back in chat a little bit.
It's hard to do.
Let me update that timer for you guys.
It's harder than it should be for me. I'm new to the Discording, or the Discord. I'm not sure if there's a multiplier on that. Max looks like he's playing some burn today.
Some burn, huh? Think he can handle burn?
He might have some trouble against Hollow One. I'm not sure on that. I saw a glimpse.
Well, burn doesn't play glimpse.
It should.
What kind of glimpse was it?
The unthinkable.
The unthinkable kind of glimpse?
Yep. Mill 20. Or
that's
10. I don't
so
know.
that's not like a glimpse of nature at all.
Lighting is changing. Everybody blinked. And they kept their eyes closed.
I think they turned off the light.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Max is playing a spicy deck. This isn't burn. This is he showed me this. This is a big red deck with Rekindling Phoenixes in Legacy.
Okay.
4 Rekindling Phoenixes, 4 Chandras, a whole bunch of Blood Moons and Magus of the Moons, some Blood Suns, because you need some of those too.
You do.
You sprinkle them in.
Yep.
And another 4-drop red creature. So he's going to be...
Insolent Neonate.
He's probably going to be faster than Nate. That's my guess. You can see a Trinisphere there in hand. That might really slow down some of what Nate does. We'll see.
We will. The most insolent of Neonates.
The most. I don't know what a Neonate is.
We just call this Red Prism.
It's different though. It's not just a mono red prism. It's more like a big red. It has a lot more creatures in it than mono red prism does. I mean, it's still a Chalice deck. It still is a Blood Moon deck, but instead of only having Chandra, it also has a whole bunch of creatures.
Man, everybody's brewing today.
Because it has Nate in it. That's the only reason.
Oh, Neonate.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
He's a newer version of Nate. And an Insolent one at that. So,
Whoa.
Insolent, Neonate, discarded a Vegevine.
Mm-hmm.
And Life of the Loam, Nate was talking about that card. Refills his hand with land. And Nate has successfully gone basic.
Maybe he knew what was happening.
When you see Mountain on the other side, it's possible. Especially when he doesn't play a turn 1 anything. Here's the Forgotten Cave that everybody forgets.
Cycle, no dredge. Foothills. So what do you call the Delve card in his hand?
The Green Monkeys?
You just call it Green Monkeys?
I don't know. I can't think of anything. Slam that Hootie.
See the Hootie. See, I called it Hoot Hoots. And Bryce thought it was like the funniest, weirdest thing ever.
I wasn't expecting any Hoot Hoots tonight.
All right, Trinisphere is on the board. Nate does have...
Slam that Hootie. Somebody jumps in. Hey, I wonder what this magic thing is. They're like, what are they talking about?
So Delve does get around. You can't bolt. Oh, is this in response to the transfer?
Okay. Just using the 1 mana spell when you still can.
Makes sense.
Everything in Max's deck costs 3 or 4. Uh-oh. We got a judge call, Nate yelled out. I was going to ask him how well he could hear us, because we can hear them pretty well.
You can't hear what they're saying.
He said judge, very clearly.
Well, we yelled. Literally yelled judge.
So, Trinisphere is going to ask, I guess he's asking about Vegevine. Vegevine doesn't care. It doesn't get cast. It just comes out.
Yeah.
But Hollow One does care, right? I think. How does that work? Trinisphere and Hollow One. Chat.
Hollow One versus Trinisphere?
Hollow One costs 2 less to cast for each card you cycle this turn. Trinisphere says if a card would cost less than 3, it costs 3. So Hollow One, no matter what, costs 3 mana. So you could make it cheaper by 1 activation, and then that's it. It kind of slows down what Nate wants to do.
Definitely. Because, like, the only thing that he could really do to keep its cost at 3 is, like, a Street Wraith.
And is it the same thing with a Delve creature? If you delve away cards?
No, Delve, it's replacing, like, instead of paying 1, you're delving 1. So you
so
can...
it still costs 6. The monkeys cost 6.
Well, you can cast it for 1 mana if you delve away.
Right.
5 things or whatever.
Because you're still paying for the full cost. Man. All right. So yeah, here's a Hooting Mandrill, or a Hoot Hoot, or the Hootie.
Hoo Hoots, or Hootie.
Or
double Hoots.
The Hootster.
The Hootster.
It's a double Hoots. So we're gonna verify using technology.
It looks like he's gonna look it up.
That makes sense to me. That Hooting Mandrills cost 1, even through a Trinisphere.
Pull up a ruling real quick.
Double Hoots. Now we're getting into PG-13 broadcasting here, right?
Is that what it is?
The Mandrills.
Well, I hadn't heard that one before.
Comes down. They're making a lot of noise. They play instruments.
There's 3 mana for a Flame Blade Adept.
That was not nearly as exciting as multiple Hootings.
No. Didn't quite have enough to delve that, and he wanted to get this Vengevine into play and attacking.
An Apex Predator.
Oh, man.
That's a Planeswalker.
HC Fox is just on it today.
He doesn't have any Planeswalkers. Nate's like, what is this card?
Somebody's playing standard cards.
Yeah. Max said to me before, he's like, good luck killing this in Legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy. Well, without Swords to Plowshares, you're pretty much not.
It's like SpaceX, but with apes. Oh, makes sense. Apex.
Uh-huh.
He drives a Tesla.
Definitely dredging here to be able to cast another Hooting Mandrills. He does have a Barbarian Ring.
Yeah. Tesla batteries.
Yes.
He's got a power wall.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. We have Judge called number 2.
That was our other table.
Oh, was that the other table?
Maybe. It all costs 3.
So you can see the Firestorm there. Nate said that was primarily main deck to deal with Deathrite Shamans.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so here is a Faithless Looting.
We lost a player somehow.
Never seen that updated before. Yeah, we had 21 players tonight. Pretty good turnout.
Now we have 20.
Now we have 20. Somebody dropped. Probably went 0-2 pretty fast, and they were like, all right, I'm going to head out.
All right. Faithless Looting resolves. He discards Barbarian Ring and a Loam. There's no gamble in this deck, so it's a perfectly fair deck. Everything Nate's doing, completely on the level.
There's a lot of cards, like, There's a lot of cards you probably wouldn't mind discarding. Gamble for Vengevine is kind of funny.
We get to see some kindling happen.
So block Hooting Mandrills.
Dice. Don't if you play with Rekindling Phoenix, don't you have to have the token?
I think so. But all right, so we're actually gonna have a token for this here pretty soon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We, Cats and Cantrips has made a token for this. I've seen it. It is beautiful.
So upkeep, the 0/1 dies, and it rekindles into a Phoenix.
Not only that, but it comes back with haste.
That's rude. I mean, anytime you turn from ash into a new Phoenix, you have haste. That's a well-known fact.
Obvious.
I'm not sure why there's 2 mountains, and then there's like this large divide, and then 2 other mountains. But that's how it's working right now.
So we've got a Chalice on 1, and here is a Fiery Confluence, and I'm pretty sure he's just gonna wipe the board. This deal, so he gets to choose 3 different modes, as many times as you'd like. You know, like you can choose any mode more than once, right?
Right.
So he chooses the same mode 3 times, which is deal 1 damage to each creature. So he chose that mode 3 times. Killed Vengevine, killed his own Rekindling Phoenix and got another token, and also killed the Flame Blade Adept.
That was very confluence of you.
Yeah.
Confluent. Fluent? No. I tried. Agreed. Yeah.
Oh, Chalice does cost 3. You're right.
Oh, weird.
Are we in a spot where we can back up?
Too far away.
Nope.
I don't think we can back up there, but
No,
I can try and stop him.
Let's see what happens. He lost Yard Order, for sure. He's gonna see if they can back up. If it's not possible, then it is what it is. Yeah, they're trying to decide if this is easy to back up or not. Nate's only drawn a card. If they're willing to back this up, then they can. Yeah, he definitely knows that now. They're just gonna choose to continue playing.
Yeah, it's too far to back it up there.
So he is able to get Vengevine back into play.
And if we were playing it like a 1K or something at a higher REL, I would have called the judge over and let them figure that out.
Right.
But
I don't think they would call this reversible anyway.
Yeah.
Probably be a warning on both sides.
Right. Right.
Oh, someone linked the Phoenix. I can pull it up.
Yeah, the Phoenix is pricey. I thought they were $20.
What
They're played. They're
flame, or what is it?
Rekindling.
Rekindling.
They're played heavily in Standard right now, where they were. I'm not sure if they still are.
I don't know.
And it's a mythic, so there we are.
So when it dies, it creates a token that at the beginning of your upkeep, you sacrifice the token, and you return Rekindling Phoenix from your graveyard back to your hand, or sorry, not to your hand, to play, and it gains haste until end of turn.
So you have to kill it twice. You have to spend 2 spells somehow.
Yes.
To kill a 4/3 and then kill an 0/1 before the next upkeep.
So Nate is showing, look, it has trample. Since Rekindling Phoenix is a 4/3, 1 tramples through with the Hooting Mandrills, and he was at 1.
The Hootsters. Get there.
The Hootsters.
Yep. That was Hootastic.
It was Hootastic.
I hear hooting right now, actually, reverberating in my head
Really?
because of the trample. 1 hoot got stopped, but 3 hoots continued on.
No. Opposite. Only one who got through.
Oh. Wasn't there 3 trample damage?
Just one.
Because it was an 0-1?
No, he had Rekindling Phoenix back.
Oh, yeah. Oh. 3 hoots got stopped.
Yes.
By the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. The one who got through.
Yep. You can just use the Gravestone card and they can't target the Phoenix. Yeah, that's a thing you could do.
Yeah, that thing.
HC Fox just broke the card. Why is it $20 when you could just use the Gravestone card? Silent Gravestone. It doesn't even say anything. It just sits there. Quietly.
Our other match is also shuffling up, so we'll stay here. Oh man.
So sometimes when we're here on camera and we see something like that and it's gotten to a point, it's better just to let them keep playing.
Yeah.
And sure, let them know afterwards so they can learn from it. But like they're both going what
do I do?
We can't oh shoot.
Trinisphere, for some reason, it's like Chalice for me. There'll be turns where I'm like, no, I can't do that because Chalice is there. Of course.
Yeah, we never play a spell into a Chalice ever.
No, never. I only do that like every time a Chalice is on the board.
HC Fox, thanks for joining us. Have an excellent whatever on out of style. But yeah, trample matters.
It still sees a little bit of play in the Canadian Threshold decks.
Yep. Too cool to HNG with us.
Seriously. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm glad you corrected it. All right. Game 2. Max is going to be on the play.
I see a bridge. And a Phoenix and a Chandra. I'm not sure if there's enough red mana in that hand. There's just one mountain.
Somebody else in chat can post the Discord. Easier than I can for some reason. I will try.
Flipping a table is. I actually think you can get like.
Yeah, but have you ever seen it happen?
No, I've never seen it happen. I'm pretty sure you can actually get like in trouble, like seriously. Like I mean, like your DCI suspended or like something like that for doing that. So turn 2, we've got an Ancient Tomb, and then we've got a Trinisphere.
I found it.
You did find it.
That's right here.
Invite people.
All right, that should be a link to our Discord. Trinisphere came down turn 2.
Yeah, so he was just able to cycle Forgotten Cave here. This is gonna pump up the flame blade adept. Ooh. Oh man, here's a bridge. So there are still 4 cards in Max's hand, but this is gonna be a problem because Nate usually wins by attacking with 4 power creatures.
Yeah.
Now Basking Rootwall is gonna get sweet at getting around it.
That is a pretty strong way to do some damage.
Now, yeah, here's an attack with flame.
A Neonate for 3. That's mana efficiency right there.
Mm-hmm. Bridge number 2. Now, without another red mana, he's never going to get enough cards out of his hand to stop these 2 creatures. They're just attacking for 1 a turn, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to deal with it unless he draws a mountain. Yeah, here's another City of Traders. All of the cards in his hand are double red, except for.
So he just burns a City of Traders just to get rid of a card.
Yeah.
Doesn't actually.
No.
Turn on the bridges, however.
Mm-mm. It's got to be a good sign to Nate. He's got to be like, okay, well, clearly you can't get the cards out of your hand.
Yeah, and even once you start playing them, you're only going to be playing 1 card a turn.
If I'm Nate, I'm going to push damage as hard as I can for the next 2 turns. The link isn't showing up in chat here. I'll put it into actual.
For some reason, there we go. That's silly. We're the broadcaster, and it doesn't show up when we post stuff.
It should be linked to this chat. That's strange. Everything's falling apart.
We moved a table.
We moved a table, and now it's just like everything's
suffering, pain.
We have an aquatic center now.
Faithless Looting and Flameblade Adept. That's kind of neat. Powers it up to.
Okay, so this might be good enough to get things going. A Simian Spirit Guide, and now we have a Phoenix Thunderbreak Regent.
That was the other one.
Thunderbreak Regent.
Another almost standard card. You can see him just going through 4 drops in his hand. Which one do I want? So the Spirit Guide is kind of interesting because he doesn't actually have to. He doesn't play a mountain, right? So he doesn't lose his City of Traders, but he also doesn't have another red source for next turn.
Yeah, and not only that, but both creatures that Nate has have menace.
They're very menacing.
Very menacing. I mean, you're looking at them, right?
Right. Yeah.
They're terrifying.
One is
in a menacing color.
Adept at blading flames, and the other one, or flaming blades, one or the other, and the other one's a new version of Nate. So I'd be scared.
Yeah.
As soon as your opponent starts tapping the table and counting, what you do is you count to 9 over and over again.
Okay.
And then pick which version you like the most, because Max is at 9 life.
We've got a flashback on Faithless Looting. Draw.
I like that we have less light in here. It gives us a more mysterious.
Like if I move back here, then I'm just gone. No, it doesn't really work.
There's just like nothing back there. There's a void. I like that.
Usually you can see the wall pretty well, huh?
Yeah. It's better. I'm just going to go out. I'm not even going to ask chat if it's better. I'm just going to tell them that it is.
It's better.
So
much better.
Menacing. Small creatures with menace are better than big creatures without menace. Oh.
Yep, we're dredging.
All right. So he cycles a Street Wraith.
Three cards were discarded. So this is +3 to the Flameblade Adept. That's 4 or 5 damage coming through. Down to 4.
Yep. That's. I think I probably said that. Are you asking so you get the quote right? Okay, so now there's a City of Trader that needs to die, right?
So Chandra's coming down. Yes.
I'll catch him this time.
Get him good.
I'll catch you guys. Oh.
They're done. Yeah, they're done. So Nate had a lightning bolt. Finished things out pretty easily. He walks out there. He's like, "Hey, you!" And people are like packing up their cards. He's like, "Oh." All right, let's take a look at our other match.
All right, let's jump over
to the Aquatic Center.
Yes.
Actually, the Aquatic Center is like down the road. What do we call this Aquatic Center?
All right, so Terry's on the left. He is playing some Sultai today. He's been playing a variation of Sultai or 4-color or Delver. I don't say.
You think so?
But he may have been joking when he said that. I'm not sure. It might just be Sultai control with no Delvers. On the other side, we have Remy, who is playing.
Two Sultai.
How bad that is a quote. I'm glad I could succeed in manipulating a magic card's name.
You've ascended.
Yep.
Look at that. Is this underwater magic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We thought we would give everything a blue tint today. Mm-hmm. It's more blue.
It is more blue. I hear blue is actually the best color in Magic.
So this is probably game 2 for these guys.
Triple sleeping.
We've got 22 minutes left in the round. Yeah. Like at that Misty Rainforest. It is blue.
It is really blue. So looking at what's on board right now, there is a bridge, and then we've got a Thopter Foundry. I don't see any sword, and then there's a Chalice on one, and we've got a Padine. Now, if you don't know a whole lot about Padim, this gives all of your artifacts hexproof, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have the highest converted mana cost artifact, then you draw a card.
He's also a swim teacher.
Padim is a swim teacher.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
Because they're at the bottom of a swimming pool.
Oh.
You vacuum seal the others. Yeah, I think Terry, I was wrong. It looks like he's playing a 4-color. There's a Badlands.
There's.
But it's blue because it's underwater. So it taps for red, black, and blue.
This is not going to get old today.
Only every time we go to this table.
I kind of want to keep this table like this forever. Then
we can just change the color every
I'm sorry, Minifer. I'm sorry. You know how bad at naming decks I am. You know me.
I don't know why the Sylvan Library has a green counter on it. I don't know why Remy's deck has a blue counter on it.
So he's putting the blue counter there to remind himself about the Padim trigger. And I'm sure the green counter's there for the same thing, to remember to Sylvan Library.
Oh, those make sense.
You were doing so well.
We weren't really. We were doing mediocre.
Minifer, you know me, and you know what to expect from me. So the fact that you still expect me to name decks correctly is just I don't know. Your expectations for me are like up here, and they need to be like down here.
Whoa. Something's happening, and I have no idea what it is.
You expect the best from people? Oh, honey. What?
Yeah.
Why do you draw an extra card?
Something happened I missed there.
He drew a card and then triggered Sylvan Library. I don't see anything on the board that's making that happen. Looks like he's packing it up anyway.
Okay, we're going to jump into this next game from the beginning, so we'll have a clue what's happening.
Will we though?
I mean,
I love these Tezzeret decks. I'm sure some people have seen me play them online. They are really hard to win with though.
So we've got a problem in our Discord. What's where that? We have people who have joined the Discord, and their names are different than their names in chat. So I have no idea who people are. It's very confusing.
Sure enough. I'm just Kyer.
Right. I put my name.
Is that one rough? Oh yeah, you changed yours.
What are those? Why is it so light blue, Captain QC? We were waiting for you to get here before we mentioned it.
We've decided to put one of our feature match areas underwater.
I won't know what to call you, Jorgensen.
Tadzkosh, the mana tokens, you'd actually want to talk to our Jorgensen.
Yeah, just below you in chat.
He's the one. Yeah, two people below your message in chat. He's the one who donated those to our stream. They are awesome.
He can maybe clue you into where they come from.
Yeah.
Or he could just ignore you completely.
He could ignore you.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. The first underwater card played is an Underground Sea, very thematically, and then an Underwater Ponder.
An Underwater Ponder. The moons.
No, he's pointing to a light source.
It's not a moon.
Shining. It's like a flashlight. Source. Yeah, because he's just underwater.
There can be light sources underwater.
Yeah. It's just maybe it's a fish.
Yeah, and here's a Chalice on one. This is going to be really, really hard for Terry to maneuver around unless there's like an abrupt decay right here, right?
So what happens if you take a Chalice of the Void and you fill it with water?
A Chalice of I don't know. I don't think much changes.
It counters everything that's not blue? Is that what happens? You don't think much changes? Sylvan Library. That's underwater. Ooh, very ancient tombs. Oh, Ancient Tomb on 1, or Chalice of the Void on 1, and Chalice of the Void on 2. Remy's going to go down to 14 life to try and counter everything that gets played.
Yeah. Abrupt Decay is still an issue. The other card that's still an issue is Kulgan's Command. Could probably pay the way to get rid of a couple of these.
Yeah, those are
so
things.
We can cast some spells.
Remy's not going to get himmed right here, though.
There is a Force of Will in Remy's hand, though. I think he's going to be looking to
get that Padim down.
Padim or like a Tezzeret, right? Like he can't lose too much more life off of these Ancient Tombs. Looks like a K Command's going to get cast right now, though, or Gurmag Gingler.
Ooh, no hooting going on here.
Nope, this is a Tassimag Gurmafigler. Sorry, Tassiger. The golden. So they're all Tassimag Gurmafigler to me.
We need to add some hooting in there somehow.
Yeah, they don't hoot much.
Tasmag Gurmahootifingler.
All right, so Padim is the pitched card to Force of Will.
Aww.
Here's a Seat of Synod.
It's also underwater.
Also underwater.
Appropriately.
You're not going to quit, are you?
Not until it changes color.
That just gives me so much more work to do this week. Guys, I can't deal with it anymore. I don't even mind that it's underwater.
That Leovold does not cost 1 or 2.
Nope, it costs 3. Is that another Chalice?
Chalice on 3. He gave up gaining life via Thopter. There's still a way that Thopter can come back, isn't there? Isn't there a way that you can cast a Thopter without casting a Thopter in Tez? All right, I got a good job from Kevin QC. That was a high five right there.
Wow.
Yep. Where's Jorgensen to quote that? Let's make that quote 22, 23, and 24. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sword just gets auto-countered, but if he has the mono-blue Tezzeret, that'll be the thing that can cheat in a Thopter Foundry through the Chalice.
Please no. Leovold attacks for 3.
Yeah.
Because he costs 3.
Oh.
It's very thematic.
Man, if everything worked that way.
Terry has the lands. He can cast things.
Yeah, he definitely can.
That cost 3 or 4.
If he's got a Jace or something else high mana cost. Not a whole lot going on there. Just finds another land. Wants to fetch away the top cards.
Right. Remy's down to 4.
Yeah, so he can't even activate both Ancient Tombs anymore. The most he could do is activate 1.
It looks like Terry's going to successfully have battled through these 2 chalices, which is impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chalice on 1 often just destroys these 4-color and Delver decks. I guess 4-color does have more range, like you were talking, right? Where you have both K Command and Abrupt Decay, potentially. But he's probably sitting on quite a few cards that he can't even cast. Remy's like, I'm gonna get this deck figured out perfectly. Okay. Here's a Sylvan Library.
It's gonna be beautiful. You're gonna like the way you look.
He can't even cast Strix. Yeah.
Nope. And now he can't activate any Ancient Tombs. Top card is Force of Will. That's not going to do anything.
He shows off his handful of 1-drops.
A handful of cards that
and
don't do anything.
Ratchet Bomb that doesn't get to be played because of Chalice on 2 seems like a...
Usually with these decks you just want to Chalice on 1.
So these players are acting as if the match is over, which means Terry probably won game 1.
Probably.
Which makes sense.
Which is sad, because Tezzeret is amazing.
No, Terry has informed me that I wasn't very nice to his Delver play last week. So
I was there. It was pretty funny.
His play tonight was phenomenal.
It was.
He cast that Leovold and attacked with it.
He did.
He didn't ever forget to attack with it, like I probably would do. and it's really what made the difference in that game.
Well, his Delvers didn't flip.
I didn't say it, Terry. I didn't say it. Don't judge me.
I gotta tease. I have to tease a little bit. Oh man.
Remy shows off his Italian The Abyss, which is
that is awesome.
Le Abyss.
Le Abyss?
I don't know. And we get another kind of glimpse at the rest of their hands here.
The Abyss is pretty good in a Tezzeret deck. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It is all right.
It's still just as expensive as in other decks, though.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're not.
They're not cheap.
Yeah,
they're not cheap at all.
Right.
What are they, like $300-$400?
Something.
I'm just throwing out numbers. I really don't know.
But it's in Italian money, so I don't know what that means.
I don't either. It doesn't interact with Padim well. You're gonna still have to sack Padim if you have both, but
yeah, they're probably both just one-ofs though.
Yeah, it's usually Tez decks play 1 Padim and then 4 Baleful Strix, and Abyss doesn't kill Baleful Strix.
Well, so you asked me about altars earlier.
Yes.
Most of you guys who are in chat have seen most of my altars. I've got some pretty exciting ones coming up though.
Do you?
I'm gonna do some Therese Nielsen cards.
Whoa.
Which, when I first started, was like, okay, these are Therese Nielsen, who the art is already pretty amazing. I often try to take the existing art, right, and somehow expand on it and give it so it's still recognizable. But if you take an Eternal Witness that's in a pretty awesome card art by itself, or a EMA Force of Will that's pretty brilliant by itself, you can't. It's hard to like complement that and add to it.
It is.
So,
or at least I'd imagine.
That's the new challenge, is taking some cards that are pretty good as they are and giving it something more.
Well, you mentioned right before the stream, he kind of walks off with his phone. He goes, I have so much to do.
Yeah, just a little bit. I've got another batch of Masterpiece altars, and it's surprising the different cards that people want masterpieced.
So give us an example. What's going on?
I did a I finished them. Let's see.
Usually you send all the pictures to me and Brian.
Yeah,
like the second you're done. But I only got the Gyarados ones, which looked great, by the way.
I did a Zeranorb. From
sweet.
the Vault Zeranorb.
Okay.
That one got sent out today. And a really cool Platinum Empyrean.
There you go.
That turned out really pretty cool. Right?
It's fantastic.
Let's see if I can show you guys on my phone here. That's so horrible. You can't see it at all.
I think that's a good enough idea.
But I'll post a link to that one. To all of those. There's like a whole batch. But then also some like commander only cards that are non-foil because they weren't printed in foil.
Yep.
And then I've got some more on the way to do.
More on the way.
Yep.
It's a busy man.
There's some cool stuff though. So I've been working on Storm, right?
Okay.
A Storm deck. And then I just finished all the cards that are non-foil for Charbelcher.
That wasn't too many, right? It was just the petals and the
Tinderwall, and the Tinderwall, the LEDs, and another card. What's the other card?
There's Spirit Cat.
Spirit Cat.
That's right. It was only those 3, huh?
And now I'm maybe getting started on a 4-color Legacy deck.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pricey cards.
Right. And it's just people doing it as you can. So what I've kind of figured is here's a way to look at it. Like Force of Wills, right? They're a $60, $70 card, right? If you wanted to pimp out your Legacy deck and you wanted to get foil Force of Wills, they're like, what, 200, 250 each or something like that? Are there more
forces?
Yeah, the EMA ones.
They're higher.
Yeah, they're pricey.
They're like $350.
So instead, you can get a custom one-of-a-kind altar that's tournament playable, probably. And it's only an additional $40, $45 each. It's actually less expensive to pimp out your deck with custom altars than it is to go all foil for the most part. I mean, if you're doing like Ponders or something like that, the foils are probably about the same. But it's just 4 Underground Sea and a pile of rares. What is? I missed where that comment came in.
For sure. We should have a Jace emoji. We'll like once if we can ever get partnered, then we would probably get an emoji of our little symbol, right?
So we've got what 7 minutes left in round 2, and we might see some more hollow one. We might just every round. We're just gonna. This will be a hollow one Tuesday. Jeff, yo,
Yep.
what's up?
Hey.
You're joining us right in the middle of hanging out for waiting for round 3 to start. We just got a few minutes left here.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a interesting Hollow One Vengevine discarding cycling deck that right now is 2-0. And I'm not sure if the deck is really good or if he's had a pretty successful path.
He won through a Tronosphere 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
I think that's impressive.
Putting down things that you can attack with are great.
That's as loud as Jorgensen can be, Jeff.
That's amazing. That was really loud.
That's as loud. Yeah, that's as loud as he can be.
Isn't there a shuffle cam we can watch? I could just go out to the table and shuffle some cards if you'd want. I would pile shuffle them though, Captain QC, if you don't want me to do that.
Well, I mean, I have a deck right here. I could just sit here and shuffle.
It is not Burning Inquiry, Goblin Lore,
No.
Portal. None of those cards.
It's Faithless Looting. He's got Street Wraiths.
No, we're not. We're not even. We don't
Clown.
mention the Shuffle Clown. That never happened. That doesn't exist.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't want to know.
Okay, I don't.
You don't ever want to go back and look at that ever.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna need
Yes.
to hold your breath.
One of the
Everybody
feature
knows.
knows.
Is over above water though.
But everybody knows when you pile shuffle, you don't have to breathe.
You're right.
So yes.
I don't pay attention to how much I breathe while I pile shuffle.
Right. Yeah. In fact, most people hold their breath while they pile shuffle.
Really?
I have no
Like
idea.
100% of the people?
I don't know. Most.
Yes, all of
As
them.
my kids would say, technically almost always.
Who taught them to say that?
Literally, technically almost always. Those are their favorite things they say. No, you can't get things that don't exist, Great Whaler, onto altars.
We just float because of the salt. That's Kosh. It's true. It's true. I have been in the Great Salt Lake.
You've actually been out there?
I've done it one time.
Why did you do that?
It was not a great experience.
I was gonna say nobody does that anymore. That's the thing that happened in like the 50s.
I've known a couple people who have gone out, but like seriously, I went out to the Great Salt Lake, and sure enough, you float.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
So there used to be an amusement park.
There was.
And people, like, there's photos of huge crowds of people because the water was actually kind of clean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not so much anymore. It's not very nice to actually get into.
I will say, like, doing that once, it's not an experience that I would appreciate doing again. However, I don't regret it, right? Like, I'm glad I went and did it once, but I don't think I would go again.
The whole place is the Salt Lake, just most is dry. Huh.
What does that mean? I mean, Utah's dry. Period.
Is that a question, Great Whaler? I'm confused. There's a lot of salt. There's the salt flats, and then there's the Great Salt Lake as well, which is very salty. Mm-hmm. And it's because there used to be this huge lake, like prehistoric, that
covered the entire
all dried up,
Utah.
right,
Yeah.
and evaporated away because there's no drainage. And so
like
there's this huge amount of salt because it was like an ocean practically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all lake bottom, and then we have some really large mountains, which is where we get our great skiing from, and we have some really interesting, like you can find seashells along hiking trails up in these mountains because it used to be a shore actually, and it's actually called the Shoreline Trail. Why?
And then South Utah, we've got all the red rock.
That's another great question of why what?
I don't know.
There was a lot of things just said out loud, so why what?
Why stuff?
No! Captain QC, you can't. No.
You can't sell seashells by the seashore.
There's no seashore anymore, so you can't. There's a prehistoric seashore, though, where you can find seashells that are not for sale.
On the seashore. On the not seashore.
Captain QC, if you want to know what this shuffle clown thing is, it was a Wizards of the Coast. It was a WotC GP, I believe. So you can type it in, YouTube it. There's a clip, and it was just a weird, like, when they were sitting with 10 minutes of downtime, and I don't know what it was. There's plenty of salt between rounds. In fact, you can buy sea salt that's from the Great Salt Lake and eat it on your food.
Isn't Morton?
Maybe so.
Yeah, I think I think Morton salt is out here.
Well, I'm gonna do that. So what you should do, Captain QC, before you do that, turn off all the lights in your house. and like put headphones on, but have it piped through so the sound is just right there, and then it's a full experience.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on the.
Maybe have like a candle burning to just add to it. You're gonna have to go watch this stupid video now sometime because
I will. I'm really not that curious of a person.
It's a weird.
People
thing.
mention this, and I'm just like,
I didn't see it live, fortunately, but I went and watched it. right. This was an actual like. This is it's Rich Hagel, isn't it, or whatever his name is?
Rich Hagel.
And and why was that a part of this? So it was like after that GP that they came out with this whole new. Here's how we're gonna do GPs in the future. We're gonna have this, and then we're gonna have this, and we're gonna have this crew, and we're gonna separate it by this crew. And I think probably a lot of that stemmed from this little moment that is gonna live in infamy. Luckily, there was a Star City Games, which was way better, happening at the same time. So that's what I was watching. So I missed it live.
Yeah,
because it was such the whole broadcast was weird.
Most Star City Games broadcasts are better than the GPs that are going on.
Yeah, and you can see that Wizards of the Coast is kind of trying to change that, right? They've got the Australian guy. And they're trying to give it some personality that's more interesting or something.
It's very rare that I've watched a GP over a Star City event.
Yeah,
very rare.
Even if
it's happened a couple times.
There's like a standard Star City event versus a modern.
That's usually when I do watch.
Sometimes
GPs,
even then, because I've heard them be like,
not exciting to
"So
watch.
This is a fetch land. Why are they called fetch land, Steve?"
Just turn the volume off. Like, I'd rather watch modern than standard any day.
I think they're doing that on purpose. I think they try and introduce the game as if there's people who haven't ever watched Magic or played Magic.
Yeah, but it's a
or they play standard and so they've never played modern or something like that. Yeah,
people tune into it on purpose. You don't just like happen on it and you're just like, oh, what's this?
Yeah, if you jump into a League of Legends stream, you're not expecting them to break down the entire basics of the game.
We have the internet. If people really want to know, they can just look up stuff. How do I play Magic? I guarantee you, if you Google that, you're gonna get some really good things to teach you. Or I guess you need to put in Magic the Gathering, but still.
You sent us a message on Twitch about the Punishing Teamer list. Can we post it? The Punishing Teamer list that I played on last Friday. Is that the list you're asking about? If you're in our chat.
Yeah, you will get some randoms, but like I'm saying, if you want to know things, you can always just look it up. Most people are pretty good at that nowadays.
Where did that list come from? I'll try and find it. I'm gonna dig for it.
What are you doing?
The Punishing Teamer list that I played on Friday.
That was like 7 days ago. That message.
So, see, I'm jumping to the present. I still need to do it. I haven't figured out Discord efficiently.
There's a date right next to it.
So it's actually not Teamer. It's just red blue with a green card in it.
Yeah. Is it Splash?
Put $1 in the spread.
Base. Wait, Teamer is a bad word?
Apparently. In Captain QC's house.
So, what about Sultai? He's just cringing right now. What about Mardu?
everybody
Should I say some
knows.
more?
Sure.
What about Abzan?
Only when it's punishing. All right, we've got players sitting down.
Go, Jessica, yourself.
We're gonna see Nate on the Hollow One list versus Terry on the 4-color list.
That's so insulting. Yeah,
and then on our backup match, we're gonna have TJ versus Josh Snow. So we just saw TJ play, and we haven't seen Josh tonight yet. But we're gonna start off with Hollow One versus 4-color.
we have to, right?
I think so.
So let's head over to our aquatic table
because it's
underwater.
blue.
No, it's underwater.
Oh, 4-color from Terry. And Nate playing the ones that are hollow. They're like chocolate bunnies.
Yes.
It's a chocolate bunny deck, really.
And we have a start time, which means I can get this clock reset, even though it's being weird. It was doing the whole time thing earlier.
And then it stopped again.
Yeah.
45. I did it, chat.
Got it. All right, let's jump over. All right, welcome.
Everybody, you have to hold your breath
Welcome to the blue table.
for this entire match,
Welcome to the blue.
unless
The big old blue.
you have a breathing apparatus. I watched a little bit. I watch more games be played than actually play games. I watched a little bit of Subnautica. It's a Steam game, I believe.
I've seen it.
It's actually pretty intriguing.
It's really cool
It looks
looking.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
And so this is our Subnautica table.
You can jump onto the blue table. You've never jumped into water before? Captain QC, we weren't in water and now we are.
Cannonball!
You can jump or you can dive.
The playmat is sick. Well, it's actually gray, but here it looks blue. It is pretty cool, though. I like.
Welcome
the
in,
playmat.
Vitalia.
I think it's a 2-person playmat too. He's got it folded over.
Yeah, it's the Spellground one. All right, we've got a turn 1 Faithless Looting.
No faith.
Exactly 0 faiths. And we've got a discarded 2. Vengevine comes back.
Oh, only one? Not Magical Christmas Land. Aww. Hollow one. It's true. There's one right there.
So hollow.
In fact, it's hollow. I think I would take the looting here.
Yeah.
He's going to take the looting too. He agreed with me.
This is a Tranquil Thicket, right?
It is. It's very tranquil.
It's going to come into play taps.
It's also underwater.
It's also underwater. Why is it still funny? Look at that, guys. MTG Bot is showing some people about the Cats and Cantrips Etsy page. If you're interested in tokens, take a look at that.
Do you know what happens if you ping a hollow one?
I don't.
It makes a hollow sound.
Really? You tried, didn't you?
That's what happens.
Alright, we got a Delta. So he chose not to play his land, huh?
Yeah, his Tranquil Thicket is still in hand.
That's a little strange to me. Don't you want to get to that 3 mana to start flashing back some of these Faithless Lootings?
I don't actually know how to play Hollow One in Legacy.
What?
I don't know what the lines are correct. Maybe Nate's just seeing what it would be like to only play 1 mana for the entire game.
Yeah, maybe.
It's hard mode. He's playing it on hard mode. All right, Terry brainstorms, and he gets to potentially fetch away whatever cards he just put back.
Jay Winner, we can't help you. We can't help you from, while you're confused if we don't know what you're confused about.
At least nobody's played Days, so he's not dazed.
No, he's not
confused.
dazed. He's just confused.
There's the Tranquil Thicket. All right, Terry is going to go ahead and fetch after the brainstorm. Gets a Vol.
The Thicket did get cast this time, though.
He doesn't like that volcanic island. He would prefer this volcanic island because it's underwater. So
Hollow One confuses you. There we go. See that? I feel like that should.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Nate is playing an interesting brew. It's all about Hollow One, Vengevine, and
it's
Basking. Well, yeah,
it's a discard deck.
Yep.
Right.
You're taking advantage
Faithless
of
Looting.
You're getting bonuses by being able to discard cards, including Flameblade Adept, which has menace and is actually relevant. Has been relevant.
Are you in the ranks?
Because there's confusion in the ranks. Is that why?
There is confusion.
There it is. There it is. Neat. It took me a minute, Kevin QC, but I'm on board. Sort of. All right, land number 3 for Terry. He was able to Leovold last round to success through multiple chalices. And this time it's a
Golden's Command.
K command.
This is pretty good at dealing with Hollow One.
It's going to make that hollow sound.
Yes. Yeah, so discard and... Oh, no.
So he sacrifices the Neonate to discard a card.
Yeah.
Just to draw a card is really what it was.
Did it deal 2 damage? Or did he name the modes of 2 to Neonate and destroy target artifact? It must have been.
Doesn't
it fizzle? No. No, there are 2 separate targets.
Yep. When there's 2 separate targets now, a spell will still do what it can.
Yeah, but both have to not work.
It depends on the wording of the card. Some instances it will fizzle if it's all in the same thing.
So Baleful Strix is the play, and this gets quickly lightning bolted.
That's a electrocuted owl right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the water.
Under the water.
In
right. In the underwater graveyard is where it is now.
Oh.
You know what happens when all the snow melts on a taiga? It gets underwater.
Whoa.
2
Flame-Blade Adepts. This is a Vengevine. And Vengevine's going to attack for 4.
Bolting seems pretty dangerous on that board state.
I think he knew that his goal was to clear the way for this Vengevine, Captain QC.
Yeah. I agree. And he wouldn't have been able to play both Adepts, get back Vengevine, and attack. Since he only has 2 red sources.
Lightning Bolt does take care of Vengevine pretty easily. However, it's still sitting in the graveyard. It can come back later.
It can come back? Because it's a Revenge Vine.
Oh, nice.
There's a very large dice. Are we counting the number of cards we've discarded? Okay. Or cycled. This is a Faithless Looting.
Yep.
So instead of just casting Hollow One for 3, he's going to Faithless Looting, discard 2 more cards, and then his Hollow Ones are free.
This is 4 damage per. So Lightning Bolt's going to take care of one of them. It does have Menace, so Snapcaster's not going to be able to block the other, but we still get a hollowed one.
And you can see Terry's all the way down to some number of life that's really hard to read.
It says 5.
Oh, he's at 5.
Why am I the only one who can read this?
It's hard to read underwater.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem.
The light gets refracted. It's really awkward. Yep. There's Hollow One in MTG bot speak. Now you guys know.
Land is the draw, and we've got Hoots. Why is that still so funny? Bryce just can't take me seriously, guys. It's pretty disappointing. An Abrupt Decay. And
it handled that Flameblade Adept.
Yep, he's just going to chump with Snapcaster. Artifacts can breathe underwater. There you go.
What?
How can Snappy and DRS? Well, they can only hold their breath for so long. So as you notice, Snapcaster finally wasn't able to survive there.
So he tapped a blue source for this Brainstorm, right? Which is his green way of getting rid of Vengevine as well. That might not be relevant at all this game, but
Maybe.
he also might just need the sea and the Badlands for whatever a play would work. If he's looking for like land, K command, or
Oh, Terry plays with him to Torok. I totally want to see him to Torok hit a couple Basking Root Wallas too. We got to see that earlier. Nate was playing against Calvin, and Calvin cast a Rise Fall, so the fall side of it, and it hit 2 Basking Root Walla. And Nate just cast them both.
it was pure madness.
It was beautiful.
Is what it was.
It was
madness.
Pure madness.
To say,
I get it. Promise. Pure madness. Oh man.
Here's a hymn. No shooting mandrills for us. They can't breathe underwater, is why. They don't have any scuba gear. It's hard to play musical instruments when you're underwater.
That's what I hear.
Have you heard that before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If I say yes, do I win something?
Was that a Life of the Loam? Okay, there's the Life of the Loam. I didn't see where it ended up going. Gets to choose some lands to return. Totally fair magic card.
Yep. It is nice to be able to get some of these cycle lands back and actually turn these into cards that can do something.
So, the deck plays Basking Root Walla.
Basking Root Walla, Vengevine, and Life from the Loam.
Yep. And sometimes, Nate said you sometimes just need to be able to cast your Root Walla.
Well, to pump the Root Walla, you need green. So, I think it's important. It's a mostly mono red deck.
Also, if you're big into sowing, then this is a good deck because you have Life of the Loam. Right? Great Waller disagrees with this entire deck. He thinks the whole thing should go away.
Loam. I actually think that Loam looks pretty good in this deck. He gets all his cycle lands back, so he can continue discarding things. Not only that, but he also gets to fill up his hand for Firestorm.
And you get to play the Hootster.
And you get to play Hooting Mandrills. Yeah, that's another green card that's in here.
I really can't even speak to what build would be what would be better.
Nate has mentioned that he was thinking about a black version, but
the whole deck seems bad.
He decided on green.
As he's 2-0 and looks like he's in a fight. Well, the Deathrite Shamans are really going to stop a lot of what's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Vengevine, Basking Root Walla, cast Root Walla. Here's a second Root Walla.
Oh, and Terry's tapped out.
And this is one of those moments where like it's pretty clear that he wanted that green mana to cast Root Walla.
So, was one of the Deathrite Shamans
sick? Yeah.
Yep. Trying to figure out some underwater sickness thing. I got nothing.
No.
I had nothing, guys. Jun just seems better. I like how he just put down 2 Root Wallas and a Vengevine, and it just seems bad. The green isn't really doing anything here. The Root Wallas are going to be able to fight through Deathrites. Terry might have something though. QC says he should never have tapped out versus a graveyard deck. There might be something to that. I think I would have, if I don't know if there was a moment earlier, just eaten the Vengevine earlier.
Green mana also coming into play here, being able to pump these Root Wallas.
Yeah. Terry can gain some life. I can't actually see what isn't in his hand. It's 2.
Terry's hand?
Deep underwater.
Way too deep. I don't know. I actually really like what Nate's done with this deck, Grey Whaler. I'm sure that there is a red-black version. I mean, we've seen that in Modern, but then you're just playing Modern. I'm pretty sure that Nate is happy pumping whatever one gets blocked here.
Well, he's at a low amount of life too, right?
Yeah, the dice is off the screen, so I can't even read it if I wanted to. But yeah, it is going to be a low amount.
All right, Terry's trying to figure out a line here. He's got a Snapcaster in hand. Okay.
Nate does have Lightning Bolt, though. This is... I have a feeling that if just one of these creatures gets through, that Terry will die.
Terry might not have a Bolt in his graveyard, but he might have an Abrupt Decay, right?
He does. Yeah, he does have an Abrupt Decay.
Okay.
So he's gonna ruin his graveyard order temporarily.
That's all right.
Going to double up on this Vengevine. So if he doesn't have the kill, which I think he does, I think he's at 2 life.
Yeah, but he can either Abrupt Decay whatever doesn't get blocked or gain life.
Yeah, I think that Terry can survive. If he lets damage through though, if he's really at 2 life, Nate has a Lightning Bolt in hand. He's probably trying to get him to use resources now. You know, he wants this Abrupt Decay to get cast. So
yeah, it's kind of just an impossible spot, right? Where he's trying to figure out a line to live, and it might buy him a turn. All right, there's the Abrupt Decay, and
he pumps the other one.
And then here's some life gain. Yeah, maybe he didn't have a Bolt in hand.
I'm pretty sure he does.
All right, so Terry goes to 4. The unblocked Root Wallet dies. Everything else dies. There's a land. Pass the turn to Terry. This is what happens when you Inquisition? Oh, I thought it, okay. I thought it was a paper.
I think if Nate had played his land before combat, I think he actually wins that turn.
Yeah, yep. If he could have bolted in response to the
Deathrite activation.
Deathrite activation. Yeah. Yep, that would have won it. So Inquisition comes down.
Probably not going to matter.
Bolts in response, and he shows that he just had a land in hand. Draws a card. He's looking through his graveyard. It'd be interesting. We haven't seen this Hollow One deck deal with any substantial graveyard hate yet.
No.
And there is a lot between Leyline of the Void and Rest in Peace, and I mean, Terry's had Deathrite Shamans, right? He just hasn't been able to really shut down Nate's graveyard with them.
Here's a Vengevine. Come in.
Attack with it.
Yep.
Strix blocks. Illegal.
That matters. Shuts off all the cycle lands. Unless you do it on your opponent's turn, I guess.
Yeah. Alright. Nate is down to a healthy 12. But it's underwater 12, so I'm not sure what that means for anything.
Well, with this Deathrite Shaman, I think he's going to be looking for 2 creatures to get these both Vengevines back in. He's going to dredge Life from the Loam off of this Straight Wraith draw. There's a Vengevine.
It has haste. It's got to be blocked. Stops the Deathrite Shaman from still interacting with the stuff that's in Nate's graveyard. And now Leovold has to stay back on blocking duty. And a bolt.
Yep, that's a lightning bolt. There's a block.
Day trade.
Lightning bolt you. Got it.
And Terry just wasn't able to come up with an answer there. He fought hard, though.
He did.
He didn't play any Delvers. None of them flipped.
He said it, not me.
And these guys are going to sideboard. So, I didn't get all of Nate's sideboard. I got some of it, though.
He said there was a Brawn.
A Brawn. Is that what it was?
Brawn.
Okay.
Looks like sideboarding's going on our other table here as I...
Maybe some red elemental blasts. Perfect. Sideboarding on both sides. You can see some shuffling, some sideboarding. Everybody's having a good time. TJ.
Got Josh. On the Miracles, probably. He's been liking those Nahiris.
They're always there when you need them. Because they're Nahiris.
Wow, you are on it today. Well done. No, we saw him kill like 2 Search for Azcantas that one time, right? Like he had like a Nahiri on.
Yeah.
He like plays Nahiri, minuses, kill. That's pretty crazy. It's kind of the ability that you didn't really expect to be like all that decent, and sure enough, it just like tearing it up.
Apparently, when you are underwater, chat gets very quiet.
Yeah.
The chat room gets
noise doesn't follow as well.
Yeah.
Or sorry, it doesn't travel
unless you're a whaler, and then you can chat really well.
Yeah. As you should. You're a whaler.
Right. A great one.
A great one.
Those yellow sleeves are really yellow in this underwater camera.
I like it.
It's nice. Looks like Terry sighted out some Force of Wills. They often come out in Legacy. Force of Will is an extremely common card if you're playing blue. And if you're playing against any deck that's not a crazy combo, show and tell type build, they often get sighted out because it's just card disadvantage, right? Whenever you're having to force something.
Alright, starting things off, looks like we're going to see an Inquisition. Pick the Basking Rootwalla. No, there is none. It's going to be a Neonate. Sorry, a Neonate. Nate.
A new Nate.
A new Nate.
Yep, it's very
insolent. The insolent kind.
I don't know what an insolent means.
I don't know either. I'm just going to keep saying the word and pretend like I know.
Is it like you're not solvent or you're...
I don't know. He takes Faithless Looting. This is going to slow down his production for sure. I imagine we're just going to see this Neonate come down, and then we'll see some things get cycled next turn.
Insulated. No, not insulate.
Sorry about the cough, guys.
Man.
Not quite all better yet.
Insolate. How do you spell it? It's very critical that we, turn 2, figure out. No. Insolate.
That's not the letter I meant to put.
Got a deck list right here.
Insolent.
Insolent.
Insolent unit. Neonate. Alright, Deathrite Shaman. And then on Nate's side we've got, yes, Hollow One in Legacy.
It's not a very nice card. It's a rude and arrogant lack of respect.
There you go.
Just what we thought. The new version of Nate is not very nice.
No, I like the old Nate.
All right.
Yeah, this is a red-green version. Famine. It's a Vengevine Basking Rootwalla Hollow One deck. He's going to discard some things. Can cycle.
Yep. And when you win with a root wall, you get to bask in the glory.
You do.
All right, Terry's down a game, but he's actually got a online Death Threat Shaman this time. See if that matters this game.
I think the only thing that it's really getting rid of that matters is Vengevine. Hollow One. I'm glad keeping Hollow One on through every round is paying off.
All the formats.
All the formats. Is that standard?
Right? Except for the one where the block even actually cared and yeah.
Well, Jorgensen, standard's like a brand new format. Nobody even really knows what's going on there anyway.
No blue for a careful study. Huh?
Like I just heard of standard like last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Snapcaster.
Position again. We see Vengevine and 4 lands.
Wow.
I think he's going to cast a Vengevine next turn. What do you think?
I think so. I think he's going to be able to. Unless Terry has a response. Oh, he does. He does have a Force of Will. I thought he sided them all out, but it looks like I was wrong.
So he's probably going to force this, untap, and get rid of it with Death Ray Shaman.
That seems strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you know that Nate has just got lands for the rest of his hand.
Is that another Vengevine that he drew? Couldn't quite tell.
Oh, he lets it resolve. Okay.
He does have a Baleful Strix in hand. He might feel like that's
Huh.
You admitted the truth?
Uh-huh.
That you were wrong?
I was wrong.
Huh. When is our next Legacy 1K? We're thinking end of April. We don't have an official date yet. Late April.
But wait, Captain QC. I said my name, finally admitting the truth. I was wrong. You gotta adjust it. There's a way to isn't there a way to bad context?
Look at this. We've got a Pyroblast, and the Pyroblast is getting Hydroblasted.
Whoa! That makes sense because it's underwater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's Vengevine number 2.
What was trying to be Pyroblasted? The Baleful Strix?
Yeah. This one's going to get forced. Now we're going to have an untap. Now there is no green source yet to get rid of Vengevine.
Jorgensen's like, hold on, I got one.
Oh, 9, guys, I was wrong.
What is the Vengevine getting forced to do?
Go to the graveyard.
Got that covered
already. Guys, I was wrong. Paragon City Games, Bryce, literally all the time. God, the QC just wanted his turn. That's why I deleted it. Okay.
Nate is not going to get to play anything. Terry has the answers.
Yeah.
Strix is really pretty strong. Ooh.
Anger.
Getting mad. Nate asked me if I had an anger. I didn't. I don't own an anger.
I don't either. I don't really have a reason to own one.
It's kind of weird. Vengevine is getting death threaded away.
You heard about it on chat from a different stream. Well, that's awesome. We had our last 1K in or during New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
It was really awesome. We definitely plan on doing more. We probably want to do at least 4 1Ks a year. So, as long as you're tuning into this stream, like once we have a date, we'll be advertising it here.
Vengevine got fatally pushed. How did it get fatally pushed? Did Terry have something to leave the battlefield?
It doesn't fetch.
Missed that.
That's what happens when you pay too much attention to chat.
There's things going on all over the place. And it's underwater, so it's hard to... It's like cloudy.
Mm.
But not, because it's underwater.
At least we can see the cards today.
Yeah, I am not sure either. He probably did. Between the two of them, I think they would have caught that.
Should correct that.
That makes sense. Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he fetched the
I
top.
just didn't see it.
I would assume so.
Yeah, Terry has come up with the answers. For Nate keeps throwing stuff at him, and Terry keeps finding the answers this game.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been able to keep Nate off of pretty much anything important. Now an untap and Terry's got this, so
yeah.
that'll get the concession from Nate here.
We'll get to see a game 3 from these guys. In the meantime, we will jump over to Sultai versus Miracles.
Yeah.
Look at those Tarmogoyfs. Does anybody still play that card? You do? Oh. Okay. Those ones are from the future, though, so
yeah,
it makes more sense. So we're probably pretty far into this one, seeing as TJ's got 5 lands out.
If I had to guess, he probably hasn't missed a land drop, because Search for Azcanta is still not flipped. There's a counterbalance on board. Josh just takes this, goes down to 7.
Looks like those Goyfs are maybe just 3/4s. And a Snapcast.
I absolutely expect a Terminus to come off the top. Josh has a Swords to Plowshares in hand and didn't cast it. I'm sure he's got things situated so that he can get rid of this board state.
We get the old fetch, which is a very fetching thing to do.
Mm-hmm. More fetching than not fetching.
Yeah, 2 fetches make a...
A fetch?
Nope. I don't know. Nothing. they don't do anything, apparently.
A double fetch?
Mm-hmm.
A larger fetch? I'll just stick with more fetching than not fetching. Alright, here's a Brainstorm.
Ooh, he's going to Snapcast back Painful Truce.
He did.
And Counterbalance takes care of that. Because it's a fair card.
Mm-hmm.
Stopping things like Snapcastered Painful Truce.
And here's the Terminus.
How did you know?
It's almost like he brainstormed it there. Planned it.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Those go to the bottom of the library, never to be seen again. What's happening? Chat, guess what happened?
We found it.
There it is right there.
Found it.
In the bottom left quadrant of your screen.
Found it.
Look, altars.
Hey.
There's a page. You can click on that link and go see them.
Chat's trying to tell
you.
you.
Take a peek at our other match.
See if they're up and going. Just like they're drawing their hands.
So we got to see 2 turns of this match in the time it took our other match. Let's go ahead and switch over. Let's see Hollow 1 versus 4 color. We might finish an entire game before they take 2 more turns.
Probably.
Inquisition starting out from Terry again.
All 3 games.
And Nate's gonna respond. He's gonna fetch once. Just 1 time. Not twice.
Nope.
What would be great is if he forces Terry to take a Root Wallow by getting rid of any other low cost cards here. That's maybe what's happening. Here's a Firestorm. Oh, he's just going to discard a Root Wallow to the Firestorm.
And now we've just got a Hooting Mandrills and Hollow 1, so this will miss.
So, kind of same result. If he had played Firestorm for nothing, and then he would have had to choose Root Wallet, but then he gets some value off the Firestorm, right?
Yeah.
So does Terry go to 18 there? Is that how that works? Yeah. X damage?
Yeah. So it would just be 1 damage.
Okay. So there we go. Now we've got a live total of 16.
Trippy Swine, thank you for the follow.
Well done. If anybody else in chat hasn't given us a follow, please do. That way you can see when we go live. If you have Twitch set up to give yourself notifications.
Not only that, but we are now with that follow. I don't know if this updates immediately, but I think we're only 3 follows away from hitting that 1,000 mark.
Ooh.
3 follows.
We go live during different times of the day, so having it that way, you get to kind of see what's going on.
So here's a thought, Seas. This is going to take care of hooting mandrills.
No hoots during this game.
No. Exactly 0 hoots during.
I think that's a thing. Yeah.
No hooting.
But we do get to root in the baskings. I mean, bask in the rootings. Wait.
Bask in the rootings?
What is a root wallet anyway?
I don't know.
There's a hollow one paid for 3.
Yeah.
And the root walla gets pushed. Have you ever tried to push a lizard?
No.
I haven't either.
Me.
Terry just did it though.
Yeah.
And it was fatal.
It was.
I asked Terry if he was playing Delver today. He's like, nope, I threw him away. Because I was so mean to his From the Vault promo fatal Delvers.
Poor guy never realized how much you hated them.
Well, he even agreed. He's like, yeah, you were making fun of my Delvers, which they look horrible.
Man, don't you wish that Paul did the same thing?
If I made fun of his gambles
and
life and loams, and
you're
he
like,
just got rid of
gamble
them.
in life and loam.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think he was being completely honest when he said he threw them away.
Somehow I think you're right.
Here's a Tassamagura. What is it?
Tassamagurmafingler.
I'm never going to say that correctly. His is bigger than the hollow one.
Yeah, 4-5. That'll get in the way.
That's bigger than a 4-4.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard for him to get past. And he's still above 10 life, so the pressure is going to be really hard to continue pushing damage.
Nate mentioned he's got quite a few things that are in the deck specifically to deal with Deathrite Shamans. He burned the Firestorm earlier.
I feel like collective. Oh no, he doesn't have black. I'm like collective brutality. All right, here's another fatal push, pushing all the lizards.
Yep, can't hit hollow one, even if it's free.
Yep. This cool thing.
Oh, nice.
Do you remember seeing this? Me neither.
No, it didn't pop up.
We've had 3 subs today.
2 hours ago.
Rock on. We've had 3 subs.
Yeah, if you guys want to support the stream and you happen to have Amazon Prime, you can link that account and
Or $5.
Oh yeah, or just $5.
Or $5.
That's a pretty cool way to support the stream and make this thing keep happening.
All legacy, all the time.
There also is a TCG page for Paragon City Games where you can buy singles that they have on sale. And they've got really competitive prices. They get shipped out every day. It's a good way if there's something on there that you actually want. Also, a good way to also support the stream. Mm-hmm. If you've already subscribed to some other inferior stream, I don't know why you would even.
Yeah, I don't think I'd understand that either.
We'll even say your name out loud if you subscribe.
Whoa.
Yep. Not your real name, just your Twitch name. Unless you want
that's incentive right there.
Right? All right, I missed everything that just happened because I was looking at this.
A hollow one was cast for 5 mana, and then we just had a Deathrite activation, and now it's Terry's turn, and he passes.
Let's see if Tassiger can get dealt with. Oh, it was a Tassiger activation. Is that what happened? Is that what I missed?
Well, I think it was a brainstorm. Maybe you did both.
Some root walling. It's hard to say that.
Yeah, this is a pretty bad spot for Nate. He needs something like a lightning bolt or I don't know, anything to team up and get rid of this Tassim. Oh my goodness. Tassiger. Brian has ruined me. Brian and I we were at a GP and he brought up the name Tassimag Gurmafangler. Well, actually we came up with so many different ways to combine Gurmag Angler and Tassiger that like we eventually just settled on Tassimag the Gurmafangler.
That makes sense.
But now I just can't call either of them anything different. It's just strange.
Looks like Nate found one of those things that you were asking for, but it got forced to go.
That's rough.
Here's a Steve Argyle full art promo
Ponder.
The Magic Player rewards that are now discontinued. Texas cards. I don't think they're ever going to do that again.
Don't think so.
I have seen some people who have started to alter cards to look like the Player rewards promo.
Interesting.
Yeah, some of them turn out pretty well. Alright, looks like Terry's got a decision. He's just going to pass a turn. Is there an echo in the audio?
I think somebody would have let us know.
Is anybody else having an echo problem? That's how that works, right? Here's this very rude neonate. Well, it's underwater, Jorgensen, so it makes sense why you wouldn't have any problems. Whatever are you talking about?
Lizards like wet areas, so we're all good. Alright, thanks for letting us know, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're getting the Echo Wear Tiger.
Alright, K Command, gonna kill a hollow one. Deathrite gonna remove a bolt from Nate's graveyard. Nate's down to 8. He's gonna have to start doing something.
Yeah, I don't see Nate winning this one.
I'm not sure what he even has in his deck that can deal with a 4/5.
He doesn't have much. Not only that, but these Deathrite Shamans are just brutal.
Yep.
They'll end the game here in a couple turns.
Quite literally too.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? Is there actually 5 minutes left in this round? Oh, there it is.
So.
Thought I didn't update it there for a second, but I'm like, no, I think it did.
Alright, Force of Will gets eaten. Puts Nate to 6. Oh, it's actually not 2 turns because one of them's got Shamaning Sickness.
Shamaning Sickness. Yep.
I like that Shell8, who I don't believe has ever said anything in chat once, said nope.
Yep.
His first word ever spoken in the Paragon City Games Twitch chat
was responding to us,
nope,
asking if there was an echo.
Right, or he was just saying nope.
We appreciate that. You didn't know all these creatures had Island Walk? We didn't either. How are we supposed to know?
Why are shamans not fat by now? Because they eat so much junk food? Because they eat so much garbage? So much...
We're onto something here.
It's a diet. They're on a diet. Alright, Nate goes down to 4. Nate goes down to 2. There he is. And a K Command. There's a Firestorm that does nothing. So,
that'll do.
We found the card. Terry found the card that just shuts down Nate's decking completely. It's
That's
just a 4/5.
Yep.
Life's important question. Yeah. Or death's important question.
You guys are packing it up too.
Man. I thought the Sultai Control Miracles game match was going to go longer.
It's going to go a lot longer. Yeah.
It didn't. We got to see a couple turns from it though. So, on Tuesday nights, as opposed to Friday nights, we play 4 rounds of Magic, which means we've got one more round. We will see the winner of that match.
Yeah.
Terry versus probably either
Josh or TJ.
Josh or TJ.
Yep.
What'd I say?
Do you say Teamer again?
I don't think so.
I don't remember you saying.
You did. I didn't.
Oh, I'll say Teamer all it takes.
And then we'll have some other match as our backup match, right?
Yeah,
obviously. So looks like we just have a couple minutes before round.
I said Sultai. Sultai.
It's the sun and it's Thai food.
Sultai.
Interesting.
Should I say it one more time, just to let it sink in? Bryce did.
You can say whatever you want. I'm the only one who's restricted.
Bryce, I can't believe you swore like that. Only one commentator is allowed to swear, and that is me. All right, we've only got a couple minutes left, and then we'll get going with Kyra's fine.
He has no taste for that. That's great.
Bryce can still be saved.
Yes. I was playing what was I playing? A punishing blue-green deck on Friday that we played on stream.
So blue-red deck.
Yeah, sorry, is that what I say? I was so thinking of the names I wasn't supposed to say. No. I was playing an Is It? Punishing Is It? And I kind of like that deck.
So it's just Teamer.
It kind of does nothing for quite a while.
It just plays a lot of cantrips.
Uh-huh.
And then you play like one thing, and if it doesn't get there, then you probably die.
Yeah. It's kind of all it does.
Yep.
But your opponent doesn't know that that's the only thing you have going on.
Yeah, so they prioritize things kind of differently than they really should. Next thing you know, you play a Bedlam Reveler and they just go, oh.
Yeah, I don't think the deck is actually good. It's just that your opponent doesn't necessarily know what's in your... Yeah, they're like waiting for Thing in the Ice that never comes, or a Delver that never comes. But getting to Reveler into Reveler into Reveler, which happened once, that's pretty fun.
It's crazy. Really powerful.
Yeah.
You know, Captain QC, I feel like so many people out there just continue to believe in me, and I keep telling them to not. And you're the first person to actually take my advice and just give up on me. And you know what? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know why so many people have so much faith in me, you know? I just don't get it. All right.
We still don't have round 4 pairings up yet, even though the round is coming to an end.
Yeah, so there might still be a little bit more going on.
I can't believe we got both Captain QC and Jorgensen to go look at the Shuffle Cloud today. I didn't even bring that up. I'm not going to mention that ever again. That was silly.
I will.
We've got a pretty decent amount of people in the Discord. If you guys want to join that,
we've got almost 30 people now. Sorry.
We set this up as a place where you guys can discuss all things Legacy, whether they're Legacy ideas you have or Legacy questions, or you have a kid that you're sending off to college, a place you went to, and they're a Legacy.
Oh, whoa!
Or if you have a Subaru,
you want to link it. I want to link it one more
sure.
time. Look, and our timer has started over, which means that's time in the round, because for some reason we've told it to say time and it just won't. Yeah, I put it in the Twitch chat.
There it is.
Yeah, so check out this Discord. It's been really awesome. Things are getting started up. It's talking about some legacy things.
Now there's so many people in there. I don't follow everything that gets said, but somebody asked me a question from ages ago that I didn't see. Apparently. We'll figure it out. So we'll post some crazy brews in there. Yeah. Great Whale, the
Great Whaler,
other known alias of Great Whaler.
Mm-hmm. See, that one we can actually know.
We've been expecting.
We know who that is.
Yeah. There is. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Oh, nice.
This is silly.
Yeah. Bryce keeps making me laugh, and I'm just too sick to be able to deal with it.
We also mess around with some different brews on Magic Online.
It was taken on Twitch. That's lame.
And besides playing actual tier 1 decks on Magic Online, mediocrely, right? What was your record today?
Oh, awful! It was so bad. I think I played like eight matches, and I won 2 of them.
That's
it was
very good.
No, I went 2 and 3 with Maverick, and I went like 0 and 3 with Nixfit. Nixfit has not been very good for me the last couple times I've played it, but it's still such a fun deck to play.
All right, so was that round? Was that time of the round? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should be getting things up shortly.
There's a couple new people. Who's Professor Flair?
That's Cody.
Oh. Well done.
And we've got Famine. Awesome. Yeah, Famine. You were asking about a 1K. If you post questions asking about the 1K in this Discord, we've got Brian, who is one of the owners here at Paragon City Games. He is very, very involved with the Discord. If you ask questions here, people will definitely...
I think he's on a plane right now.
He is on a plane right now, yes.
It's probably going to be on a plane for the next 12 hours or something.
He messaged me earlier today, and he goes, all right, well, I'm going to jump on a plane. See you in 40 hours.
Just 40?
Like, okay, see you in 40.
Apparently there's a few layovers between here and
counting
Korea.
Counting down the hours.
Make a stop in Germany for a little while.
Yeah.
When's the next 1K?
Yeah, he will get an answer to you.
Well done. We don't actually have a date for the next 1K.
He might.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know.
He might already have it scheduled.
He might.
Sometime in spring.
If like the thing is if people start asking questions like this, then Brian's gonna plan it.
Yep.
So it's just a question that Brian needs to see.
All right, as we expected, we've got Terry versus Josh.
Yes.
For the undefeated. Terry went undefeated last Tuesday.
He did. He's been killing it.
And he's right there at the top table again this week. And then we have Jeff, who is on...
You're only 4 hours away, huh?
I'm not sure what Jeff is on. Versus
Are you
Corey as our backup match.
Are you in, like, St. George, or are you in, Idaho?
Hey, Vintage Master.
How's it going?
I just figured when he said everyone, he was talking specifically to me.
Yeah, just you.
All right, we've got our underwater blue table for round 4.
Prepped up. All blue and underwatery.
These guys are shuffling up.
Twin Falls, gotcha. Yeah, it's awesome. That really isn't all that far away.
It's kind of awkward though if you have a twin sibling because you just fall down all the time.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give you that one.
Mm.
And I usually give them to you.
It's a weird place to go. Especially because you'd think they're like big, huge waterfalls, and they're like 5 feet.
Yeah.
It still looks neat.
All right. Let's jump on over. Still need to fix the name, one of the names here, huh?
We've got Josh on your left. He's playing Miracles. He's playing a Miracles build with Nahiris and Emrakul, which makes sense. Like Nahiri should never be without Emrakul.
Do you know for sure that he's still on that?
I don't.
He switches just commonly enough.
I have not seen any Merfolk being played here today.
No.
We've got 20 players. You need a few more before the Merfolk players start coming out.
Yeah.
We've got the exciting dice rolling stage of the game. Somebody rolled some number that was higher than the other player.
Yep.
I'm going to assume. I didn't actually watch.
Not the excitement for you.
Well, it was exciting. I just didn't pay attention.
Could have been even or odd too. You just don't know. They could have been low rolling, and we're just gonna see who goes first.
You won a Legacy 1K yesterday with the Abeyance from Weatherlight. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
I have not seen any Miracles lists with Abeyance.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm actually curious if you want to post us a link to your deck list, or post us a link to where it if it got posted online. I'd be curious to check it out.
Definitely. The card is gas. Alright, looks like we're getting started. Terry seems to have won the die roll. So...
It was like a $15 card at one point.
Really?
That was a long time ago.
Can't even tell you. I honestly don't even know what the card is. So.
It's kind of like a weird Orm's Chant.
Okay.
Before there was an Orm's Chant.
Yeah. All right. What have we got here? Got a ponder?
Oh. Captain Goosey asked if there was any fish tonight. There is a ponder.
Oh, look, there is fish there.
Mm-hmm.
Good catch.
Yep. Good catch. There's a fish. There was a good catch. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I could find it that way. Interesting. So it's that exact list. -1 absent and 2 portent plus 2 advance. And okay, there we go. I was going to say, the math doesn't work out there.
All right, we got a hymn to Turok.
I could go jump in. Not dive in, but jump in.
Thank you.
Yeah. 5 and 5 says...
Hits a search for Azcanta and a flooded strand.
No searching.
Looks like Terry's hand has got like 2 or 3 force of will. We've got a basic mountain on Josh's side.
Terry hits the land drops and finds the Leopold.
That seems pretty darn powerful. And if something does interrupt him, I'd be so tempted to counter this. Yep.
It's probably gonna get swordsed.
He needs white mana. He did just predict away a flooded strand.
He just drew a Tundra though. Off
Did
that
he?
predict.
Okay. I think it'll get forced though.
Yes.
I think this Leopold is going to be something that Terry fights over pretty heavily.
Here's a Portent. That's a card that actually works around Leopold.
Yeah, Portent's really important to the deck.
It's important to the... Oh my god. Did you guys hear that? That was a pun. Okay.
I know.
I'm so proud.
Usually I don't have to because you get them all, you know?
Ah.
But you just inspired me.
Terminus on Terry's upkeep. Off of Portent. Terminus is getting forced.
No, just no.
Josh goes to tap his mountain like, oh wait, no, I don't have red on my blast main deck. No.
Whenever Bryce has an awful pun, everybody's just like, yeah, okay. Then I say like one of the stupidest, like
he goes to tap his mountain
pun.
again, as if he wouldn't have used it on the Force of Will.
Yeah.
Jace, Sculpting Minds. Since Worldwake. There's an attack for 3.
You know, I remember when everybody first played the Jace lottery.
Yeah.
Of opening a pack to see if they can get a Jace, and Eternal Masters wasn't nearly as Jace lottery-ish, right? No, people didn't quite care to have the Jace. Most Legacy players already had them, and now that it's unbanned in Modern, I think a lot of people are getting ready to start that Jace lottery again.
Sure. It's not quite the same as it once was, but sure.
No, definitely not. I think it's more expensive than it was when people were trying to lottery it.
I think we're going to see a significant amount of value in Masters 25. I would be very disappointed if it was a Jace lottery and like it was make or break if your box had Jace or not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I expect Jace to drop in value quite a bit because of that. I mean, it's still a mythic in a $10 per pack set, but if there's a lot of other value, then I think Jace will come in. And it depends on where the value is, right? If it's in uncommons and in rares, then Jace would come down. If it's all built into mythics, then it might stay.
Yeah, that's true. A main deck Pyroblast wouldn't be ridiculous. However, from what we've seen from him, I've never seen a main deck Pyroblast from him. We know that they're in the sideboard, obviously.
All right. Here's that Inquisition. We keep seeing it.
There's a Jace on top for Josh, and we're going to have a Swords target this Leovold. A card is drawn, and it doesn't look like he has anything to keep this from resolving.
He has a K-Command, Death Threat Shaman, and a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
In hand.
It means that he should be able to deal with this Jace that's going to come down.
Counterspell gets removed.
Yep. So now he's got Jace in his hand and Jace on the top of the library.
That's what happens when you play with more than one Jace.
That is.
Sometimes, I guess.
Apparently.
And Jace 1 comes down. It's going to resolve, I think. Terry's going to fetch in response. We know he has cards that can answer after he brainstorms.
Yeah, this will definitely be a Lightning Bolt.
There's no real benefit in. Oh, okay. So this forces him to discard the Jace that's in his hand before the brainstorm happens, right?
And he can just attack. Blind flip would definitely be brutal, but
okay, I'm not sure how that actually works out. It looks like Terry targeted Josh and redirected to Jace.
Yeah, so he can attack. He gets to keep the lightning bolt in his hand.
He couldn't do that before the brainstorm happened.
He can respond to the brainstorm ability.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what he can do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
He can do that.
I think there's a quote about something about you being wrong.
All the time. I was just trying to question everything Terry does again because that's apparently what I do whenever he's on camera. I mean, he hasn't had a Delver flip once this game.
Quote 9.
There it is.
We know.
Quote 9.
Guys, I was wrong. Bryce, literally all the time.
Again, I'm just trying to fulfill the quotes. I don't want to be misquoted.
Right. So you're always wrong.
Uh-huh.
And you're also not impressed by any of our followers.
Nope. Terry's in a pretty good spot here, right? He keeps finding. He tries to counterbalance a abrupt decay. He keeps finding the answers again. Having the Jace come down early and having it stay out has been a big factor in that, for sure. But Josh really hasn't been able to do anything versus Terry this game. Even with a Terminus on a Leovold.
Yeah, Terry did have the option to plus Jace there, and since he knew that Terminus was there, he could have put it on bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's just going to brainstorm though. Not too worried about that Terminus on top, I guess.
I'm probably not really playing any threats here.
He's an Inquisition. There's another Terminus, so there's
more than one Terminus means there's some number of Termini.
Yep, so Terminus is going to get cast, and it looks like we'll see a Deathrite activation. Getting rid of a Ponder. The fish. The fish of our underwater match.
Yep. There it is. I don't think chat's fully appreciating everything that's happening today.
I agree.
They're just kind of being there.
I think we've had more puns and more underwater references in this stream than ever before.
Here's a whole bunch of delving. Terry's probably going through and picking all the cards he doesn't want to potentially see from a Tassiger activation.
Yep, and you're learning how to fish tonight. Nice. Yeah, and he should be able to activate this now.
I don't think I've ever gone night fishing. Is that a thing? Do people do that?
I'll see why not.
Huh. Are they all asleep? All fish?
Can you sleep when you're hungry? Abrupt Decay is the card that Josh chooses to give to Terry off this activation, and then Then the terminus will resolve. Oh, the one with the little magnets.
Tony comes out of nowhere. Says
Fishing is better at
at
night.
I didn't even know Tony was in chat.
Me neither.
Somebody mentioned night fishing, and boom, out of the woodwork. Well done, Tony. See, we just try and mention ridiculous things to make sure that everybody in chat gets
involved,
gets in comment, right?
Yeah, we want people to feel like they can talk about most things.
or things that are very scarcely related to Magic.
Just tuned in. Well, welcome in, Tony.
Perfect timing. I've been mentioning fishing all night. Asking questions about it. Didn't have anybody with knowledge about fishing. All right, here's a very loyal Jace.
9 loyal.
To
be exact.
That's a lot of loyalty.
So much loyal.
If you had to measure loyalty, which Terry can do, that Jace is 9.
9 of it. All right. Definitely looking for some new cards. Terry's trying to find more things to force Josh to concede.
That was a
Night's Whisper.
Promo Night's Whisper?
No. I think it was like a EMA. I think it was EMA, the art.
Okay.
Yeah. Night's Whisper.
That was enough to make Josh concede. You just play Night's Whisper and that's it.
He just sees more cards. He's just like, I can't even beat the Jace now. Nonetheless, more cards.
No, it was the Night's Whisper. That was it. It wasn't the Jace with 9 loyal.
Had nothing to do with how loyal the Jace was.
All right, let's check out our backup match where we have Jeff versus Corey, and they are in the middle of doing something.
Let's get these names switched.
It looks like we've got Jeff on your left, and he's playing Death and Taxes with a splash of red. And Corey has been playing a 4-color build for quite some time. So he's got K commands and Snapcasters and Fatal Pushes and Force Wills and no Delvers. He's not going to be flipping any Delvers.
Nope.
These players are not underwater. They're in a more appropriately lit place, which is right next to the underwater match.
Yes.
Makes no sense.
Actually, like 6 inches, 8 inches away.
Yeah, they're practically touching shoulders.
Yep.
One of the matches is underwater.
Because that makes sense and whatnot.
Here's another K command making Jeff discard a Batterskull. He's not very happy about it.
Nope.
He probably wanted to play that, but it would have gotten destroyed by a K command somehow. A little rain? We don't have rain. We just have an aquarium.
Our goal is to cover all the elements.
Oh.
With our featured matches, so we just added the
blue one. All of the elements?
All the elements, yeah.
Like, which elements are we missing?
I really don't know.
All of them but water?
It's just the goal, okay? We have the water one now.
Here's a Magus of the Moon. Being very Magus-y.
Usually pretty good against these 4-color decks, but Corey's already fetched out a swamp and a island.
All the elements.
There we go.
Not the elements, the ailments.
The ailments.
Yeah.
Not the elements. Great. Did I say elements?
Apparently. That was a Strix and a mountain.
I don't think that's how I normally say it. I'm sick, okay? Leave me alone.
Here's a mountain and plains for a Thalia. Okay.
Oh, the Hail Mints.
Yeah, Hail Mints.
I love the Hail Mints. English. Engrish. English is hard. It's pretty easy. And I have a hard time.
All right, we're going to go away from whatever this mess is. Back to Miracles versus 4-color.
Helmets?
Oh, never mind. They're
mulliganing?
We're going to go back to this mess where not much is happening. All the helmets.
All the helmets.
Yep. Here's a
Diabolic Edict.
an edict that's diabolic.
So diabolic.
Why it's so diabolic? It costs one more because of Thalia.
Alright.
What is an
there's a
SOAB?
There's a scry, and we'll jump back over to our main feature match.
Ponder. Thinking about things.
We're missing we're missing the shuffle cameo SOB.
SOAB.
SOAB.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
All of the words.
Didn't want to leave out any of those.
Mm-mm. It's a fishy ponder. I know! Ooh, brainstorm? I'll brainstorm first.
Oh, yeah?
Mine has all this black ink all over the card. How about that?
Which makes it cooler.
Yeah.
Because it's taking a nice refreshing dip in the...
All right. 2 resolve brainstorms. Terry draws one of the cards he put back. He's going to fetch away the other card he put back. Not quite as much value as what Josh will be able to do. But sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes you're just looking at a hand. It's just a brainstorm. And just because you don't get to do what Josh did here and put 2 cards back and shuffle them away, you still do it. You heard that brainstorming underwater helps concentrate. That costs 4.
Yeah, concentrate costs a little more.
Brainstorm number 2 from Josh after fetching. And he's going to do the same thing. He's going to draw one of the cards that he drew.
He's like, oh, yeah, that is a card.
Well, he was trying to catch us in the thing that was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But we were correct. All right. Here's another fetch after brainstorming.
We just need a little water to nurse the tree.
Yeah, we have a whole table. Well, a whole half of a table filled with water.
So you guys may not know this, but like we keep mentioning aquarium. Mm-hmm. There actually is like the Utah's aquarium is seriously like on the same block as Paragon City Games. Mm-hmm. Like I could walk to it from here. We actually have an aquarium.
They have some parrots there and a leopard.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other non-aquatic animals.
It's pretty awesome.
They also have some fish.
I think it's been a little over a year since I've been there, so I haven't seen all the new stuff. I know that they're going to get sloths, which is basically the most amazing thing ever.
They're kind of boring. They have this animal there, I don't remember what it's called, that smells like popcorn. Quite literally. I'd never heard of this thing. It's like an Asian animal that no one's ever heard of before. Because if I haven't heard of it, it probably has never been heard of. But it's really there. It's kind of a funky thing.
Aquariums or desert rooms? Depends. Depends on the exhibit.
It's a good question.
That is a good question. Another fishy ponder.
It's nice that they match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got nothing. Here we go. Next turn. Underground Sea. Because it's underwater. Into a ponder. We're in the really fun part of Magic, Legacy Magic, where both players are playing lands and pondering.
Yeah, these cantrips matter a lot, though.
They're setting themselves up for something.
Each player is going to try to resolve something that's, can potentially win the game, right?
Hey, look, Lost Mystery has the same name in chat as he does in
Discord.
Neat.
Perfect.
Well done.
Yeah. So Josh feels like he can back up this Monastery Mentor. So we've got a Force of Will, and then a Pyroblast is going to try to deal with this Force of Will.
Yay! Or, yeah, one or the other. I'm not sure.
Alright, we've got a Snapcaster Mage. Target
Brainstorm. Okay. It looked like Terry had a Pyroblast in hand, so I guess you can't Pyroblast a Pyroblast.
No, you cannot. He did draw a Hydroblast off of this. Was it a Hydroblast? Maybe I saw it wrong. Hydroblast seems like a kind of silly card to bring in here. No, I think it's a Pyroblast. Yeah, Pyroblast.
So, Lost Mystery, apparently in Discord you asked me for a deck list forever ago.
Like a week ago.
And I didn't see it. But if you'd like it, I can post it.
The Teamer Reveler deck?
The blue-red deck that has a green card in it.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can get you a list, Lost Mystery.
Okay.
Oh, you got it?
No, I don't care that much. Hydroblast seems like a silly card, period. I don't know about that.
It definitely does.
It stops red things.
You got 9th place in a 2K.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, you probably ended up with some decent cash then.
What does 9th place at a 2K net you? Curious.
Probably more than they walked in with, so.
Jace. Sculpting Mines. $50.
That's not bad.
Well done.
Probably a little above. Yeah, it's not a ton.
That might have been quite heavily weighted at the top.
Yeah.
That'd be easy.
Yeah,
I've had better.
Yeah, I was thinking like 100 or like 150.
I'm not actually sure I'm going to be able to make it to GP Seattle, but I've got my ticket for the 5K beforehand.
What?
I'm registered for the GP.
You are registered for the GP?
No.
But you're
that can wait. But I didn't want
Brian
to miss
registered
the
me
chance
for the 5K, right?
For the 5K. I don't know.
What am I playing?
Some Legacy.
I'm just going to play Jund.
You could do that.
I have no idea. I have no idea what I'd play.
There's the actual GP the next day too.
Yeah, that I also need to figure out a deck for. Yeah. Should probably play the same thing, huh?
Somebody scribbled all over that Monastery Mentor. Can't even tell what it says anymore.
See, this is why I don't have kids. I don't want them to ruin my cards.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
That's the reason.
That's the only reason.
That's a reason.
That's literally it.
You'll be driving up to Seattle. Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing that same thing, right? Because it's on a Thursday, and so they're spending Thursday getting there.
Yeah.
Swords to Plowshares gets a monk.
If you communicate with Brian, there's probably a decent chance that if you wanted like a place to stay for a night, we could probably house you. If the issue is like a hotel room for the night or whatever.
So a lot of artists charge like $1 a card, Captain QC. Are you saying for 50 cents you will scribble on like a stack of cards? I sent you 500 cards.
I want cards signed by Captain QC.
Just every card in my deck with the same signature.
For 50 cents, sure.
Yeah. Sam, I think there's a lot of people that are in that same boat.
The issue is your kids.
Going to a GP is enough of a time constraint, right? It's a commitment.
Yeah, usually it takes like 3 days-ish. 3 or 4.
There's some mentoring. Mentors get there. I wasn't paying attention at all at the end, but I think that's what happened. So it's 1-1. And we get a game 3. If you want to update the round total.
I could do that.
And on our backup match, maybe they've passed the turn. Let's find out.
Maybe.
Probably.
Looks
Either that or
a couple
somebody
turns
cast
have been
Apocalypse.
Considering there's only like 4 or like 2 to 3 basics in Corey's deck, and he had them when we last checked, and now they're still there,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna bet that they did not get destroyed.
Oh, okay.
We've got a Thalia and we've got a Rest in Peace on the board. 2 Wastelands. And I'm not sure Corey's going to have any more basics left, so he's going to have to function off of these 2 lands pretty heavily. Looks like Jeff is heavily favored.
He gets to forge some stones mystically.
Mm-hmm. Caracas doesn't do a lot in this matchup, but it can keep Leovold off the board, which you don't typically want to draw people a bunch of cards, but when you're attacking for lethal damage and stuff, that can matter.
And it can keep a Thalia alive
Yes.
if there's a kill spell aimed at her.
That's true.
Did you see at GP recently that the silly promo version of Dryad Arbor came into play against like a high-ranking pro?
Yeah, we talked about it a little earlier today. Gabriel Nassif got Sneaky Arbored.
Mm-hmm. And it was just sitting there right in plain sight.
But was it in with the lands? Or was it out?
It was there. It was all by itself off next to the lands, but it wasn't like buried.
Yeah,
in
okay.
But it just looks like a forest.
Interesting. I didn't actually get to see. I just kind of assumed that it was like in with his lands. But what happened? Basically, Gabriel Nassif lost due to somebody's sneaky
He had a
Dryad Arbor.
creature with menace playing in modern and attacked, not realizing that his opponent had 2 potential blockers because of the.
It was next to his lands. I think that's legal.
Yeah.
I think that's legal if it's next to your
Yeah,
lands.
if you play it out just like it's a land, and you don't have to announce that you're playing it. It's just a land drop.
Just looks like a basic forest, so.
And there was even like a judge call on it where I don't know what you would ask there.
Hey, so my opponent has this Dryad Arbor in play, and I didn't realize it was a Dryad Arbor. Can we go back?
Exactly.
So what are you gonna say? Yeah, I don't even like that version. Yeah.
So now there's a Marshall Sutcliffe video about should that card be banned? Is it even possible for Wizards to ban one version of a card but not the card itself? Should never have been printed. Yeah.
No, it should never have been printed. Absolutely. Just raise the awareness of the card and make sure that people are never putting it in with their lands. It's a creature. Treat it like a mana dork, not a force. So. The card is clearly a problem, but at the same time, Gabriel Nassif is an experienced player and should know that this card exists.
Right. But exactly.
I'm sure he does now.
Hey, there's a link to the TCG store that I mentioned way earlier. If you guys want to support Paragon City Games and take a look at some of the stuff that they have for sale. There's a variety of things. I think they actually are putting up some signed cards. Somebody asked earlier, weeks ago in chat, now that there's pictures on TCG. I don't know if those are up yet or not.
I sold the store a bunch of signed cards, and the store didn't know what to do with them, and now we can sell them.
There you go. Should we jump back to... We got distracted.
We did.
To our underwater match?
Yeah, we're on turn 3. So it looks like we've seen something get forced here. It looks like Monastery Mentor probably got plucked out of the hand, and then we've got a Night's Whisper here.
Yeah, the Kess thing is really awkward. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dumb.
That you have to play with hard sleeves or hard, and even then you might not have success. I've got one version of Kess that's super warped and another one that's playable. It's flat enough. I don't know that it's going to stay that way though.
Just before your event, just leave it in a really, really heavy book.
But the fact that you even have to do that is a joke.
Right. And hopefully it'll be not warped for one entire event.
Or get a whole bunch of other warped cards.
Or get Spill your deck.
Just play with bad foils.
Warp all your cards on purpose to match your Kess.
Inquisition. Man, Terry's been able to play that card every time, and he's gotten to hit every time. Well, there was one game against Nate.
Well, it's definitely a card I would expect to hit normally.
What do you take here? You take that. He takes a Snapcaster Mage. Okay.
I actually like this take. I think Snapcaster is one of the more threatening cards coming from Josh. I don't think Council's Judgment has a whole lot to deal with at the moment, and yeah, there's just no land. You had an idea for a deck named Warping Whales? Like Great Whale?
Did you hear that Wizards of the Coast sent a team to the Olympics? They only competed in one sport, though. Curling.
Nice.
Yeah. That was a thing that happened.
Legitimately?
No! The cards all curled.
I could see it. It's a strategy game. It made sense. Curling is like a turn-based strategy game. It really is.
Yeah. On ice. And people yelling in foreign languages really loudly. And people clapping because other curling events are happening nearby. I had an idea for a deck. I like Captain QC's just having a monologue going on over here. It's fantastic. Did we change the lighting? No, we submerged the entire feature match table underwater.
It is underwater.
That's what we did. We improved the lighting, and for some reason this one's blue.
Thanks for the follow, W3570N.
Whoa.
Got it.
Was W3570 L taken?
And Ivan the mustache.
M? That would be first.
Ivan the mustache. All these follows. Thank you so much, guys.
Awesome. Way to follow.
You bet they could get gold. There you go. See, curling is awesome. I wish I could curl.
I wish I could curl. Has anybody ever said that before?
Yeah, I wish I could do curling.
You don't even know what the adjective is. I wish I could curl.
You curl the stone. Jeez. That'd be awesome. It's actually one of the sports I've really enjoyed watching.
It is quite intense, isn't it? It's because of all the yelling. If they had microphones and they could just talk to each other, it'd be very boring.
It is interesting because they actually have to play the sport and they're yelling to each other. But if they speak the same language, you really do just kind of get to know what your opponent is doing.
Yep, there's a terminus. Terminust.
To be expected.
Is that the past tense version of terminus? Hello, Weston, by the way.
Weston, welcome in. Thanks for the follow, man. We appreciate it.
So his name makes a little bit more sense now. W3570N.
Oh, yeah, it's in Leet, of course. There's actually a ton of people who have had their name in Leet, and for some reason I just don't see it.
See, everyone's always yelling. Yeah. And then you have this random cheering because there's other matches going on right next to the other curling event. And so suddenly cheering happens. You go, what did I miss? And nothing even happened in the one you're watching. It's really awkward.
Vino MSD. Thank you for the follow.
Well done. He or she found that follow button.
Yes.
And clicked it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
We've got to be right.
We are extremely close to 1,000 followers.
And by extremely close,
oh,
that you are our 1,000th follower.
Well done. That's amazing. You didn't even know you were doing that. You just thought you were following a channel.
Look at that.
Vino MSD.
Vino MSD.
Number 1,000.
Our 1,000th follower.
I'm impressed. With that follower. Captain Keys.
And then the Captain Keys. He's impressed with the follow.
That one.
That's not normal. Usually Bryce isn't impressed with follows.
So a whole bunch of things have been going back and forth, and I've missed all of them.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
things that were tried to be played, and other things that were countered.
I don't think this brainstorm's going to do a whole lot. He's got nothing in hand. You know, he's going to try to resolve this Jace next turn, hopefully get something out of it. But I think that Josh's Jace is just going to get there. This is getting off the wall.
All right, so Jace resolves. I followed that move.
Nice.
Normally, right around round 4, I totally am completely focused on the magic.
It's actually in our job description that in round 4 we don't have to pay attention nearly as much as normal.
Nearly as much as normal, which is not much to begin
It's
with.
usually like 65%. It drops down to like 45 when it's round 4.
I've never put a percentage to it, but that's probably pretty accurate. All right, so this should be a pretty interesting resolution here. These guys have got enough time. They don't have to play super fast. Josh has kind of a quick pace to his play on Miracles anyway, regardless of how much time is left. Terry's got enough lands that he can play pretty much every single spell in his deck. And we've got a Jace on both sides.
There is a Leovold in these 3 cards. This is something that like he's gonna want something to deal with the opponent's Jace, but he also knows about the Council's Judgment that's sitting in Josh's hand.
Yeah, and there's a counter spell as well.
What's Jace doing in Legacy? That's a modern card.
Yeah.
We also saw Rekindled Phoenix today. That's a thing that we saw.
We did see a Rekindled Phoenix.
We saw Rekindled Phoenix in Legacy today. We also saw Hollow One in Legacy a couple times.
Hollow One.
Hollow One?
Hollow One.
Hollow.
Here's a From the Ashes.
From the Ashes. Oh boy, and this is resolving.
Does Terry
have
a basic to go get?
Rekindling Phoenix? Isn't that what I said?
I don't know.
What did I say?
I don't know. Hollow One.
What did I say, Jorgensen? I said Rekindling Phoenix.
Whatever you said made Jorgensen come back to the chat, so I'm proud of you.
Rekindled. Oh, I am so sorry.
It's not kindling. It's been kindled. Wait. Council's Judgment takes care of Jace. Snapcaster on one side. Jace that's going to die on the other. So 5 lands versus Snapcaster.
That's not what it's called for some reason. So Jorgensen's like, ha, got you, but I think you should be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Except
me good.
he's not yelling because it's not in caps.
I met Jorgensen.
He's just saying.
I know that
saying
he was
calmly.
like that.
Very. Ooh, so Terry is not completely dead. I think I would actually counter this. Yeah.
No.
Josh is going to.
No basics in the entire deck.
And that wasn't the most difficult read I've ever had.
And From the Ashes, what a beating. Card is incredible. Really good versus these 4-color decks.
It really should only be played in Rekindling Phoenix decks. It's on point thematically.
It is. Because the Phoenix is.
Because they're both red.
Oh, sorry.
All right. 2 lands on Terry's side versus 6 lands for Josh. 7 lands.
Yeah, finally finding that basic mountain.
He's all set, basically.
Basically. And just a pass of the turn.
Yeah, Terry's got a Bolt and a Leovold in hand.
Well, there's another Deathrite, but it looks like a Supreme Verdict is going to be able to deal with that pretty well, or a Swords of Plowshares. First, we're going to Jace. See what's going on top of the library there.
Basicless. Yeah, I was talking about the other side, which was basically all set.
Nice.
Yeah. Basicless. Basically.
And then
basicless.
Terry's side of the board is basicless, all not set, or basicless set.
I don't know. It's too convoluted for me.
I can't tell.
Wow, Terry is finding land drops. He gets to play a Leovold here.
How many more lands do you actually think he has? Because, like, what, 5? Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
he
yeah,
might
here's a fetch
not.
and there is nothing.
Oh, man.
Because he had 5 lands died from the ashes.
Yep. He goes and finds him to draw off his Misty.
And that'll do it. Josh goes 4-0.
That was brutal.
What
Terry
guy.
looked like he was fully in that,
Mm-hmm.
even though, I mean, I was almost paying attention. But from the ashes that he didn't have a response for, did him in. Okay, here we are in this match, which is a completely different match,
this
totally
looks
not
like-
underwater.
This looks like the same game that we last
Yeah.
looked.
Yep, it is. Probably. Or they're really good at putting the cards in the exact same places that they were last time. Looks like we've had that rest in peace that was in play somehow
Was taken
destroyed
care of.
and removed,
Lots has happened since.
and a fair amount of things.
1 or 2 things.
We've got a Liliana of the Last Hope.
Yeah, looks like Liliana's been able to keep pressure on this Thalia, and he just keeps having to Caracas it to hand. Hopefully, he's just trying to keep damage on the board, and that's the way he's choosing to do it. Here's another Windswept Heath, and he's got... So now with this Windswept Heath, he can get Sword, Played and Equip onto the Stoneforge Mystic.
I really like it when people that join our chat give me a reason to hate them.
Oh, yeah?
Just right from like the third thing
Bryce,
they say in
Bryce
chat.
does hate people who play Gamble and Life from the Line.
I don't think I've ever said that out loud.
Really?
Well, I mean, I've thought it a lot, but I don't think I've ever said it.
Yeah.
I
Okay, that makes
dislike
sense.
the combination of the two cards, but that doesn't mean I hate people that play the lands.
That's pretty strong. We actually have Weston. We've got 2 players that play here regularly. Very, very competent land players.
I hate them both.
Yep.
Who are you talking about?
Paul and Ray.
Oh yeah.
Paul's actually on our feature match area, in the feature match area a lot. He wasn't today, but usually he's pretty high up there.
All right, it's a
Repeal?
repeal, of course.
Totally the card we expected to see, right? It's gonna get rid of the germ. Now, this doesn't do a whole lot because you can always just return Batterskull to hand and then Stoneforge it back in.
Weston didn't get to hear anything we just said about him.
You
Apparently.
type that and then lost internet connection. Oh, I was just saying that we have some really competent lands players that play here.
I've been very clear. In fact, I think I've been quoted multiple times on how fair Gamble and Life of Loam is. In combination. Particularly. Yeah, everybody's fully on board with this.
Mhm.
Practically my middle name.
Basically.
I have absolutely no idea who's winning this game. Seems like Jeff's ahead. He's got more lands. He's probably winning.
Corey's got a full grip. He just doesn't have the land to do everything he wants to be doing.
Thalia gets bounced back to hand. Off Caracas. Liliana of the Last Hope is ticking up slowly.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a dice with a 1 Liliana counter. See that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's just referring to the dice being super big.
Oh.
That's all. Jeez, try to keep up.
Because there's a dice and it has a Liliana counter on it. Because the dice.
Yeah. You're catching up.
Okay.
Yeah, geez, Bryce. It's totally fair.
Yeah.
All right, end of turn. We're gonna see this sword come into play.
And then it proceeds to draw you 3 cards for the rest of the game. It's great. Captain QC, sometimes people, we just need to slow it down a little bit, make it so people fully grasp the situation.
Sword comes down. Abrupt Decay is cast. Still seems like there are plenty of land for Deathrite Shaman to be using, but
it'd be neat if we saw a Liliana ultimate.
Yeah,
we're a few turns away.
Could definitely get there. I mean, I think what Jeff would like to do is get this Thalia into play and get Batterskull equip onto it. That way he doesn't have to continue bouncing it. Mm-hmm. It's a card that he sticking this on this board state would just be huge.
Yeah, and he's got the mana to do it right here, right?
Not quite.
Can he vial in the Thalia and then?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That would work.
I love that he has our dice like sitting next to his life total, and he's using his own dice for the Aether Vial.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Itty bitty 2 on the vial and a really large 5.
Like he clearly knows that we have dice there for the feature match area.
He doesn't clearly know. Maybe he doesn't have any peripheral vision.
Well, then he's missing a lot of this game.
Focused on the game. Here's an equip on Stoneforge instead of Valley. This way it gets to attack right
now. Yeah. Okay.
Snapcaster takes one for the team.
Yeah, I guess he does get to flash this in at end of turn. Yeah, this is fine.
It's fine.
It's all fine, Bryce.
It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Everything is fine.
It's fine. He doesn't flash it at end of turn. He's going to wait. He's going to wait till the end of Corey's turn. Here's a fetch land. Jeff is at... I have no idea how much life.
What was that?
310.
40?
310 life. Yep. Jorgensen's
310 life for Jeff. Solid.
Attack once with Batterskull, gain a whole lot of life.
I would guess it's 30. He's just using the 10 as a 0.
Here's a card. Nature's Claim?
Nature's Claim.
He's going to gain more life. He's going to go up to 312. What? Test of Endurance incoming.
Well, what looked like a pretty decent position for Jeff is quickly going away.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I would have just kept putting pressure on with the Germ, right? Like it goes back, you just bounce it back to hand, play it again with Stoneforge Mystic.
That probably would have worked.
And just continue putting pressure on
Nature's Claim took care of that.
But
Leovold plus a 5 dice with a Liliana the last up counter on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on board. Sort of. 3 Raven's Crimes from your graveyard. That seems... I like having goals in Magic, and that seems like
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a quest that you would get in a game like you have 1 week to complete this quest. And all you have to do is cast.
You go to a GP and you're over in like the 0-5 table, and then suddenly you achieve it, and you just stand up and yes, accomplished. Everybody's looking around going.
All you have to do is retrace 3 Raven's Crimes.
That's all you got to do.
Or just the same Raven's Crime 3 times.
No, he wants to do 3 Raven's Crimes from his graveyard.
I'm pretty sure he just means retrace it 3 times.
Well, that doesn't sound nearly as difficult. Abrupt Decay on Thalia.
At that point, why not just cast them and then put the all in one play? Yep, you can get the 3 lands you need from Life from the Loam. Oh. And we've already seen that
Gamble can get you that
deck. We saw that deck earlier today.
Other than the whole Raven's Crime card. Otherwise,
right, looks like we've hit time in the round.
So Corey seems to be significantly ahead, but Jeff's got a lot of life.
Yeah, I don't think that this high life total is going to matter once you consider how quickly a zombie army is going to be created.
Yeah, not if he's on turns.
That is true.
And they're not exactly playing fast right now. So Jeff might have put out that dice for turns. I'm not sure.
Gamble seems good in the Hollow One deck. The one that Nate was playing, there wasn't a lot of cards that he wanted to use from the graveyard. I'm pretty sure the only ones were Faithless Looting and Vengevine. It's not a lot.
And that would work if you gambled for Vengevine. That's kind of relevant. I think you're still.
And if it hits a Basking Root Wall, you can just cast it.
Yeah. It's not nearly as powerful as how Gamble works in lands, right?
Definitely not.
I don't know that there's anything you really want to be tutoring for in that type.
Hallowed One. Just hope to not to discard the Hollow One.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, exactly. So it's better than not.
Yeah, seems fine.
But I think Faithless Looting is, or if you want to go the other route, go with the Goblin Lore or something like that, is more in what you want to be doing.
Burning Inquiry. Just gamble literally all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gamble plus ×3.
Yeah.
For 1 million. I don't see them keeping track of turns here yet.
Maybe our clock was a little off. I'm not sure.
Flicker Wisp is interesting.
Flicker Wisp Liliana.
Corey will get to draw a card off Leovold.
Oh boy, this game is not going to end.
It's not going to be on a Lily Ultimate.
Yep.
But you got to deal some 5 damage a turn.
Still gets to uptick and kill this Flicker Wisp.
Yeah.
Can't imagine him losing this game.
There. Oh, no.
Turn 0.
Keep track of life there. Attack for 3. Here comes a Jace. Jace plus Lily plus Leovold plus Deathrite. Those are 4 planeswalkers right there, guys. That's how it feels sometimes. Anyway. Maybe not Leovold so much, but it kind of feels like it.
Yeah, Mirage Mirror is an interesting card as well. It hasn't seen a ton of Legacy play, but it's really interesting. Have you tested it in lands at all, Weston?
All right, Jeff's down to 27. We've got a Jace at 7, a Lily at 5, down to 24.
I feel like this is more of a battle of Liliana and Jace, like who's gonna win first.
Ooh.
Than it is.
It's not between Corey and Jeff.
No.
It's,
both of them are just along for the ride.
If you had to be racing, I'd want to be on the side with Jace and Liliana versus the side with nothing at all.
I agree.
That's kind of just an out there, controversial type of thing I just said, but. Jeff is going to fetch, that way that the Fate Sealing didn't necessarily matter.
You can run Buried Ruins to get it back. That's kind of sweet. So, Rest in Peace is the draw. This does not do a whole lot, but this does get Deathrite activation.
Mm-hmm. And there goes their death. It cleans up the board state very nicely. Doesn't Gideon just beat both of those planeswalkers? No.
Quiet Jorgensen.
Nicole Bolas maybe does.
Yeah, Nicole Bolas probably would. Vraska can minus and just... Yep.
Make a sound like that?
Yep, just like that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we never updated the timer.
Pretty sure we did.
No, we must have never updated the timer. No, it would have been 5 minutes ago. Maybe these guys just don't know because they the feature match table is out of view of the clock now. This way we get to see it resolve though. Stoneforge Mystic.
Weston, it also gets around people trying to like Pithing Needle or Sorcerer Spyglass like Thespian stage, right?
So Jeff has already gotten. There's already been a Batter Skull removed and a Sword of Fire and Ice.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no more targets. Or maybe a Jitte also was
either dealt with or he boarded it out.
Yep.
I usually like Jitte against the decks that play Baleful Strix.
Yeah, so Jeff's just gonna scoop. He's kind of beat.
I think that was game 3. I didn't even change the round.
That was round 4.
It was round 4.
We saw Terry doing some 4-color things today. We saw Miracles doing miracle things.
Miracles
briefly.
took the whole tournament down.
Early rounds, if you guys just are jumping in, Nate was playing a Hollow One Brew that looked pretty strong.
Red-green. Won his first 2 rounds handily.
Yep.
He lost in round 3. Wonder how he did
If you
in round
want to go back and watch those first 2 rounds, you can kind of see how that deck would have played and some of the card choices there. It looked pretty strong. He was able to do some sneaky things with Basking Root Walls, Hollow Ones, and Vengevines.
Vengevine.
Mhm.
Vengevine?
Yep.
Vengevine.
One of those things.
Venge-E-Vine.
So that does it. We don't have any more magic to show you tonight. Some sneaky things.
Yes.
I got Travis to say something.
It's about time.
I've been throwing out things all night long. Finally, he says something. So we will be back here tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going to be back here
You and
tomorrow.
I,
We're going to be
tomorrow-
playing some
tomorrow
Magic Online tomorrow morning.
We will be playing Steel Stompy.
And then some number of us will be
For
back
one week.
here the next day with Brian playing something.
I will be back here with Brian on Thursday. We are running back our Pirate Stompy stream on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
Pirate Stompy, guys.
I might have to stop in for that.
Brian's been gone for multiple months, so we got to do Pirate Stompy when he gets back.
And then we will have paper magic just like this on Friday night.
Only 3 rounds, though.
Yep.
3 rounds on Friday, 4 rounds on Tuesday.
Right on. So thanks for joining us, guys. If you haven't already, give us a follow. That way you can see when we go live. It's tomorrow at about 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. Western time.
Yeah.
And so the easiest way is if you give us a follow in it and you have it set for notification. Jorgensen, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate all the new follows. Had a sub or 2 today as well. Appreciate it.
We hit
You guys are
1,000 follows. I'm
We
proud
hit
of
1,000 follows.
one of you. I forgot who it was, but I'm proud of.
I got this.
Venomized. Well done.
Venomized.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Hell Heroes.